right, welcome in, guys, to another live stream. We are back after the long weekend. Hopefully, you guys, if you're in the United States, enjoyed it, and you're back here this week, ready to rock and roll because we have entered Q4, right? And this is historically a really, really good time of the year for Bitcoin, for altcoins, for anything in the digital asset space. As we enter here September, a lot of things happening over the next few months. Obviously, a big election coming up. We've got the money printers potentially being turned back on here in a couple weeks. The Fed will meet here this September, and all indications are that the money printers are coming back on. So if we take a look at the Fed meeting schedule and the calendar of information here, right here this month, we've got September 17th and 18th, and we are expected to see rate cuts happen. Now, will this be automatically bullish for the markets? Not necessarily. I think more long-term, it is good, obviously, but it's not going to be like, oh my gosh, September 17th, everything changes and, the market's back and here we go, right? This is more or less setting the stage for risk-on assets to have a better performance, right? Because rates have been, left unchanged for so long, and inflation has been something we've been dealing with. Albeit it is getting better. We got some more data last week that shows it's slowly but surely getting better, if you believe the data that's coming out. But you know what? Regardless of that, perception is reality, right? And the markets kind of move based on that data, even if it's being quote unquote manipulated a little bit here or there. But slowly but surely, I think we're getting ourselves, hopefully toward that quote unquote soft landing that the Fed wants to have here and get inflation back in check, back down to, 2%, which is kind of their target date. But it should mean some good things for the altcoin market. And, we've talked about altcoin season here, and, it's definitely been delayed for a little while. We've been waiting for altcoin season. Now, if you're new to the game here, altcoin season is basically when everything else but Bitcoin starts to move. Now, usually what happens is Bitcoin moves first. A lot of capital flows into Bitcoin. And then slowly but surely, people start to take profits from Bitcoin and speculate more on the lower market cap cryptos that are altcoins, that is everything not Bitcoin. And we haven't really seen even Ethereum perform all that well. It did have a little bit of a pop, obviously, in March. We got up over 4,000 momentarily. If you remember, for that 2 to 3 week stretch, we had even our top meme coins, which we'll talk a little bit more about today, obviously, like Shib got back to its halfway back to its all-time high. It went up 100% in like 2.5 weeks. Many altcoins across the board had nice surges in March. But then dog days of summer hit. It got boring again. A lot of that capital flowed back into Bitcoin. And that's kind of where we are right now. It's relatively boring. If we take a look across the board here, Bitcoin slightly up today, creeping up back up over 59,000. We've been trending anywhere around this 58 to like 60, 61K now for a little while. Ethereum, same thing. It feels like every time we look, it's somewhere around 2,500, not moving all that much. Solana up a little bit today at 134. If we take a look at some of the top movers, Ordinals or Ordi, the ticker here up almost 12%. Mantra, same thing, up about 11%. Here's one of the top meme coins, a top 50 crypto, dog with hat on Solana, up right around 10%. Popcat on Sol's up 8%. We've got Jasmy, which is a community token, up about 5%, but also a utility-based crypto here is Jasmy. I like this one a lot for this bull run. I think there's some really nice upside here with Jasmy. Floki, same thing, kind of goes under the radar, but it's still comfortably over $1 billion market cap. This is not a crypto that you can ignore here. And Floki's ecosystem, similar to what Shib's doing, much more than, just a community token meme coin. They've got a lot of utility growing off, the back end here with, RWA and their platform with TokenFi. I'm really excited to kind of see how that performs in a full-fledged bull cycle. I was a day one investor in that one. I had a chance to meet with some of the Floki team members actually out at Bitcoin Nashville. They had a big presence there, went to a big, I guess it wasn't like more or less like a presentation. It was kind of like a big conversation, which I kind of liked. Everybody from the crowd was getting involved. It was kind of like breakout sessions, and it was hosted by Floki there in Nashville. Dogecoin, of course, the top 10 crypto has been quiet. Anytime it's dipping down below 10 cents, I think that's an interesting play. It's sitting right here at a $14 billion market cap. People have kind of forgot about Doge in a lot of ways, but I think eventually, once retail comes back, we know where the money's going to flow first and foremost when a lot of the new retail comes back. Just think about, think about the platforms that they go toward, new investors, Robinhood, Coinbase, right? And they go for these cryptos with the least barrier of entry, ones they don't necessarily have to understand through and through. And Dogecoin, I think, will be a darling again once we kind of get back into that environment again that we've been talking about, that risk-on environment. But look where Doge is right now on the 1 year. I mean, we're sitting on the biggest support line within the last year right now. We were back here at beginning of August. We bounced off here nice, went back up to 11 cents. We're back down to 10 cents. Actually was just down below 10 cents pretty recently here. But I think this is a really interesting opportunity on Doge. And a lot of times, what I've been doing here over the past several months is if I make some profits on some smaller cap plays or even some short-term trades, I'm driving it back into cryptos like Doge that I think are really undervalued right now that still could give us a solid, 8 to 10x within this cycle. And I feel really good about holding my money here. You know what I mean? It's not one of those plays where you can, where you go to sleep and you wonder, as soon as you wake up, if, what happened. Dogecoin's very, very much a top player now. It's solidified itself, and it's not as volatile as it once was. So I think it's a pretty safe play, especially at these current prices. So definitely been utilizing this one as an area to accumulate here. We've got a ton of people in the chat here. Let me say good morning to everybody. If you guys are just coming in, hit the like button here. If you're on YouTube, we are live streaming this over on X as well. And we'll have the Crypto Breakfast Club coming up at 9:30. And that should be a fun one today. We had a great show yesterday talking about Caspa and its entire ecosystem. Of course, that's not a meme token. That is a utility-based crypto. Man, what a space it was yesterday. So many people knowledgeable stopped in there and gave their 2 cents on, that ecosystem. It's a top 5 holding of mine. Today, we'll get into top meme coins with massive upside potential. A little bit more fun. Wanted to get it a little bit more light today after a pretty tech-heavy conversation yesterday. And admittedly, I know a little bit of the tech side, maybe enough to be dangerous, but I rely on a lot of other people way smarter than me in those areas. And I learned a ton yesterday. So if you guys haven't checked out our Crypto Breakfast Club, which is our X space, we do live stream it right here. You don't have to go anywhere every Monday through Friday. But if you want to be part of the conversation, you can join us on X, and we bring anybody up, and there's no stupid questions. You can come in there, and it's just like a big think tank, right? And people throwing different ideas out there and questions. We've got Jerry Molinari in the house. What's up, Jerry? Hope you had a great holiday. Likewise, man. Hope you had a good one as well. It's Summers. What's up, man? How you doing? Hopefully you had fun at the Canfield Fair. I know we were talking about that. He's in my hometown as well. So what's up, Summers? Thanks for being a member here. Reynardo, what's going on? Good morning to you. Hey, Zach, do you think ACH and XYO have a good pump this bull run? I still hold some ACH. I don't have any XYO, but that whole payments area, it's been kind of quiet there, but ACH has been doing quite a bit behind the scenes. Again, I think that's more of a longer term play when we really, hit peak adoption. That's where some of those big companies, I think, will have their biggest gains. Andy on base for Tony in terms of top meme coins for 10x, 20x, 50x, 100x returns. I like it. That whole narrative is pretty strong. The boys club narrative. I like it, Tony. There could be some diamonds in the rough there, some gems. Let's see here. Cam Smith coming in from Australia. How are things? Things are good, man. Hopefully they're good for you too. Let's see. Shiba Army's in the house. You think 2025 is the year for alts, or you agree with Alex Costa and it will be a recession? So, Anthony, my take is we're going to get some type of altcoin season. Now, how long will it be? I don't know. And this is why I'm trying to really map out my price targets so I don't have to think about timelines. I don't want to think of, oh, I'm going to hold this until May, or I'm going to hold this until September of 2025. I'm more or less thinking of, I'm going to hold this to this price point. And then obviously whenever that is, you make your moves. But for me, I think there's a scenario where Q4 and Q1 and really Q1 of next year could be our biggest opportunity. And if we get a big move in Q1 of next year, I'm going to be taking a lot of profits just in case Alex Costa and some of the others are right that, by the time we get into 2025, that we could, see a big pullback on some things. I mean, think about this, guys. The stock market has been doing really, really well, exceptionally well. And it's been propped up by what we call the Magnificent Seven. So if you look at the S&P 500, which again is the top 500 companies in the world, most of the reason why the S&P has been doing so well are because of 7 companies, led by NVIDIA, Facebook, Google, Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, like these big tech giants, Netflix. They have literally propped up the entire market. So if we get a pullback in those tech-heavy plays, the S&P and the stock market will come down, and I think we're kind of due for a little bit of a correction. We had that like flash crash in the market where it went down 10% in a day, which, happens from time to time. And it was a great buy the dip opportunity because we rebounded really, really nice. But if we get into an environment where those tech stocks continue to do well, that's going to bode really well for crypto, because crypto follows risk on assets in the stock market. And those risk on assets are things like Facebook, Netflix, Amazon, Apple, tech stocks, which are more volatile than, some of Warren Buffett's plays like Coca-Cola and McDonald's, right? Where they give you kind of those slow and steady gains over time. But I'm not 100% sure, Anthony. If I knew for sure, man, I would, I'd be in a whole different stratosphere. But you have to, I think the biggest thing is you have to have your plan in place in different scenarios, right? So if this happens, I'm going to do this. Like if we only get a bull run in Q1 and things start to really slow down, you've got a plan in place. If we get a full-fledged bull cycle that lasts throughout 2025, at least up until like, let's say September, October, then you've got a plan in place there as well. But honestly, we'll be talking about it as we get there and just, how the world looks. We've got some big key events coming up, the election, and obviously, what the Feds are going to do with interest rates the rest of the year. How many times will they cut? What will that do to the economy? How will things be impacted? So we'll be tracking it for sure. What's cracking? Been painting a water tower, missed a week. Any catch up? What's up, Charles? Thanks for being a member here. It's been pretty quiet, man. Honestly, you haven't missed much. But it is, we're into Q4 now. So I think it is really time to lock in here. And I've been really trying to focus in on which assets I don't have enough of and accumulate right now. Really. Just accumulate. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Let's see who else we got here. What happened to Shiba? Nothing's happened. It's basically following the rest of the market. It's sitting here as an $8 billion market cap where we've been for a while, sitting at 4013. Nothing's happened. A lot of people will ask this, and I get it. You're probably heavily invested here, Davey, and just Shib, but you got to look at this from the standpoint of the macro. Is it doing anything different than the rest of the market, or is it following the market? And the answer is it's following the market. There's nothing fundamentally wrong with Shib. It's just following the rest of the altcoins, which have been quiet. Hi, Zach. What do you think about Pepe? You think it'll run this bull run? I do. I do. I think it's It's one of the most undervalued ones, I think, right now at $3 billion. You know, keep in mind, it got up to 7.5 billion at its peak. It's sitting at 3 billion right now, still a top 30 crypto, ranked number 26. And I do think the election could actually be an interesting narrative here for Pepe. We've seen it be obviously tied to anything political. So I think Pepe is going to get a Q4 pump at some point. That's my my 2 cents. Vito's in the house. What's up, Zach? Let's go XRP, Shib, Pepe, Elon, Jasmine, and many others. Expecting 10x in this coming bull run. Let's go, family. Appreciate you, brother. Awesome, man. Glad to have you back. You're always a big supporter. Appreciate you. Hey, Zach. Hope you're having a great day. Be safe. This is your corp. What's up, man? Long time no see. Hopefully everything's well with you and the family there. Your corp. Morning, Zach. Doge to the moon by 2045. Let's go. What's up, Roberto? Emacs in the house. Good morning, Big Z. We in the building. What's up, man? Good morning, Zach. You're the man. What's up, Kevin? How you doing? We're not going into a recession. We are going into an economic reset. I hear that. I agree. So I don't want to sound doom and gloom, but one of the scenarios that I'm preparing for is, to your point, that hard reset. I think it's in the midst of happening. And here's why I think that. You know, we go through all these big changing moments in human history, you know, and I always go back to this because I think it's important to have a historical context on kind of where we are. So, you know, we started in the agricultural era way back when we figured out how to farm, you know, that changed humans forever. Then we had the Industrial Revolution, right? And that was the big driver of our economy, industry, right? Steel mills, you know, car manufacturing, right? This was a big shift. And then we went through what many people call the information age. And that was the birth of the internet, right? And the birth of being interconnected and being able to do global business and being able to communicate with people across the world, unlike we've ever been able to do before. And, you know, the internet definitely changed the economy drastically. I mean, think about the largest companies in the world right now. The largest companies in the world, Apple, right? That is a huge information company. NVIDIA, Microsoft, Facebook. I mean, these are the biggest companies, and these are all born out of this internet era. And NVIDIA, interestingly enough, is, I think, the start of the new era. What is NVIDIA? They're in AI. Okay? That is the new wave. AI, robotics, and blockchain. And we're going to call this the digital era. I think we're already in it. We're in the midst of it. And this, just like the internet, I think will drastically change our economy. And to your point there, Mass Awakening, yeah, it is going to be, I think, an economic reset. You know, many jobs will be lost, but I think even more jobs will be gained. It's just going to be different. Humans are going to have to find a way to work alongside AI and robotics, and they already are, right? So yeah, a lot of people are pessimistic about AI. A lot of people look at it as a negative, and blockchain, right? Like these big shifts and changes, and I think that's natural. You know, people are afraid of change a lot of times, right? And people don't like change for the most part, but it's happening regardless. So you either change with it or you get left behind. I mean, think about the internet age. If you didn't embrace the internet and you were a company and you didn't take your company online, you got left behind in the dust. If you're one of those people who push back on the whole idea that this is the new wave, you know, I love that quote. We went from brick and mortar to click and order, right? And if you didn't figure that out, you know, it was tough, right? For a lot of people. But now we're in this new wave of AI, robotics, and it's drastically changing things. And blockchain. Blockchain is a big part of it. We're looking at RWA, right? The tokenization of real world assets and the tokenization of all these new financial instruments that Larry Fink has talked about. The entire world is changing, and blockchain is right at the forefront of it. So I do think there's going to be some type of hard reset, I think, toward the back half of this decade. And that usually means that you're going to get a big market crash, a housing crash. And, a lot of people would say like, oh, Zach, you're being so negative. No, I'm just preparing for the worst, preparing for a situation where that can happen. And listen, I listen to a lot of way smarter people than me when it comes to the macro, like the economic macro environment. Many people believe this will happen. It's kind of a necessary evil. In order for the world to shift and change, you have to go through these hard resets. And I think in doing so, there's a ton of opportunity. The most millionaires are made during recessions. Did you guys know that? I mean, think about that. The most millionaires and people who create life-changing wealth, usually it's during bad times. Some of the biggest companies that were born out of 2008 and the crash that happened there are some of the most successful companies in the world today. And again, they saw an opportunity rather than looking at it as, oh my gosh, it's doom and gloom and, we're done for. They looked at it as an opportunity. Okay, the world's changing drastically. That's why we're getting this big crash. How can we take advantage of it? Think about a company like Airbnb that was born out of, the housing market crash. And that company's been super successful, right? Similarly, I think we'll see companies. I mean, look at NVIDIA. The world's shifting and changing like crazy. Look at NVIDIA. They were born during the pandemic. I mean, they came to prominence during the pandemic. Think about that, right? So again, I think you're right, Mass Awakening, on a lot of levels there. Boca, I need some coffee. I hear you, man. I got a big Dunkin' Donuts coffee here. Finally got some good sleep last night. Good morning, Zach. Mornings from Finland. What's going on, man? I did not check either one of those assets. I don't own either one. Let's see who else we got here. Damien likes Bonk. I like Bonk. I prefer Whiff though. I know there's similar market caps here. I think Whiff has more upside. That's just my take over Bonk. Nairo has been tough, Ollie. It's went through a lot of FUD. Let me pull up. I was looking at some XRP news earlier. We'll have an XRP video out here later this morning. I just recorded it before here, but let's take a look at Nairo. Yeah, it's been hit pretty good, that's for sure. And it's still trying to find its floor right now. But still really good volume, a lot of sell pressure right now. I wouldn't take a play on this just yet, but I will say this. Once this does bottom out and we see some consolidation, it could be an interesting play for a reversal. But right now, it's still a falling knife, so I would stay away from it if you're looking to DCA or make a play on it. I did take some profits on the way up. It wasn't a big win for me so far or a big loss. I think I'm down a little bit so far, and that'll happen. The thing is, too, you got to minimize your losses, especially when trading meme coins, too. So it's not only about having your profit-taking strategy in place, but it's also having your stop loss in place. So if you guys remember when we were consolidating here for a while, we were talking about Nairo here after the pullback. I said, okay, we're consolidating here, but as soon as we break this support line, I'm going to take profits because it could be a falling knife. Well, look what happened. On August 26th, we broke that support, and look at this. We have just been shoop right down since we broke that support. We're waiting for more consolidation, and then maybe make another play to the upside. It is still trending, on Dex Tools, which is good. It's still got great volume, good holder base. Oh, wow. We're 2 minutes away from the Crypto Breakfast Club already. We've been talking that long already? 24 minutes? Nice, Summers. Let's talk about Qatar and their push to have to be a crypto hub. The U.S. is getting left in the dirt. Yeah, a little bit, Boca, for sure. What's up, Zach? Here with you this morning. What's up, Joseph? How you doing, man? JB's in the house. What's up, man? BTC Chronos. Shout out for JB. Not a real big fan of that one. Gaming. I don't know how to say your first part of the name there. Have to say, loved the collabs with Oscar. Yeah, we'll have to do it more. We're both heading out to Singapore, so we'll probably make some videos out there. Need that XT Algo for watching those bottoms, 100%, Joseph. You guys know, you guys can get XT Algo. Links down below if you're interested in that. To my trading indicator. Great discount code. Use discount code X and you'll get 21% off all packages. If you want to try it for a month, it's a little over $1 a day when you use that discount code at $37 for the first month. And again, we've got 24/7 customer support to help you along the way. When you do decide to sign up, I've got a step-by-step tutorial. I walk you through for about 20 to 30 minutes how to set everything up so you're ready to go. And again, if you don't like it after 30 days, full refund. My team will refund you in full, no questions asked. So why not give it a shot here? And the great thing is you could set up your customized alerts. So even when you're on the go, you could be alerted when things are breaking out or breaking down in order to get into your trade or get out of your trade. It's a great tool. We've got hundreds of people using it. And I think once we get into the full-fledged bull cycle, more people will take notice and we'll have thousands of people using this. I've already heard a ton of great stories of people, making some great profits utilizing this tool. So we're a minute over here. We got to start the Breakfast Club. If you're here with us live, we've got 530 people live with us on YouTube and X. You can listen in right here. You can come over and join us. It's totally up to you guys deciding on what you want to do there. But we are going to start up the space right now. So again, appreciate you guys being here with us on a Tuesday morning. It feels like a Monday, but it's a Tuesday. So short week. Let's see here as we wait for people to pop in here. Let's see. Good morning from Alaska. Nice. What about H-bar? Any hope? I think so, Daniel. It's just going to be a slow mover. Brett, target, please. I like 20 billion, Darshan. That's obviously just a prediction, but I like 20. Appreciate you, JB. JB's going to switch to X. Nice. Frank's coming in from Florida. What's up, brother? Here for a little while as well. We've got 557 people with us live across YouTube and X, along with the people filing in here on the actual space. So as you guys come in here, do us a solid and share the room, share the space. Let's get more people in here talking about memes today and how we could take advantage of it. Obviously, it's one of those areas where you can really create generational wealth if you're disciplined, right? And I know, Zach, you talk about this as well, because this could go one of two ways, right? Like, you can be undisciplined with meme coins and lose your ass, or you could, you know, be super disciplined, take your damn profits, turn that into less risky plays, turn it into whatever, S&P 500, real estate, whatever you want to do. And it is kind of like a life hack if you do it the right way. But Zach, good morning to you, man. What's happening after the long weekend?
Yeah, crazy long weekend, but the market is looking really good, actually. Historically, September is a bad month for Bitcoin, but, coming October, November is actually the bullish month for Bitcoin. So, we're going to see crazy swings. The best part now is it's September. All the hedge fund managers are now back, and they're going to start allocating crypto to the portfolio. So, and then we got interest rate cuts coming, the election. So for me, all that combined is like the catalyst for, to start off the bull run. So I'm just patient. I do exactly what you say. I get into risky plays, but I take my profits and put it more towards stable stuff. And then I can sleep at night. But, it's hard because a lot of these small market cap stuff, they go up and then they go down, and it's hard for them to get back up again. And, 90% of people will be like exit liquidity, unless it's hard to beat bots. It's hard to beat really good traders. But if you take your profits, 1, 2, 3, 4 X's and allocate that towards less risky stuff, Bitcoin, Ethereum, you might not see the crazy swings during the bull run, but you can still have a life. Do you know what I mean? And I was talking to someone about this. I think it might have been paid or whatever. I got on a phone call with them on the back channels, and I'm like, during the bull run, I don't trade at all. I just wait. I just let it go up. Now I do my trading when the market is sideways. That's when you make money, and get into better positions. And then you just wait for it to go up. And then when you see it start retracing, you either move it to stable coin or take your profits, or you round trip it. Whatever you want to do, it's your decision. None of this is financial advice. But I do all my trading now when the market is, up and down a little bit, sideways, but not during the bull run. Gas fees are way too high, and I just wait for, the price to go up, because it will, good 2-3 month span, hopefully this year. In meme coins, you can do that. You can get yourself into great positions, take your profits, and, you can leave a mood bag like Mar says, but it's rare for all of them to go crazy. So you just got to find your right conviction plays, what you think is going to run. You have to do your own research. But if you get into those positions, you can 50x your money easily. You know what I mean? So to bring that back to the meme coins, yeah, it's a tough one. Right now, meme coins, things are shifting a little bit. I see they go up and then they come down. It's really hard for them to get back up. There's some that will do that very well. That will hold tight, like Shib, Doge, stuff like that. The early stuff. I don't think that's going anywhere. You can even see the U.S. is buying Shib. So I'm waiting for that ETF. But I always go back to everything's a shitcoin other than the ETF stuff in my head. So that's my 401ks. And I keep a heavy portfolio there, about 70-30, 70% that, 30%, shitcoins and, less risky stuff and risky stuff. So it's really what you have to do with your portfolio and how you feel, what's going to benefit you. Everyone's situation is completely different. If you need that money now, take it. If you don't, just let it ride in a more stable stuff. But I'll shut up now. Thank you very much. Yeah, but that's my take on meme coins and what I see going into the future, the next couple months. We're going to see a lot of volatility, I think, during this month, but then we're going to see a big swing to the upside. Not financial advice, but the catalyst is there. Interest rates are going to go down, the election, stuff like that. So, yep, that's what I got for you today at the moment.
I love it, man. I love kind of starting here with kind of the macro environment around meme tokens here. We'll get into some of the specifics too. We might even play some this or that. I kind of like that. Just play some this or that. If you had to make a choice, is it this one or that one? Maybe like some similar market caps right now. We can have some fun with that. But we've had the whole emergence of Tron meme coins, and say what you want about Justin Sun, he's a polarizing figure in crypto, that's for sure. And there's been a lot said about him, both good and bad. But this Tron ecosystem is definitely on the rise, and very much similar to Solana, a lot of it has been driven by speculative meme coin plays. And, I don't think necessarily this is like, how should I say this, the best way to drive adoption to your chain, but it is certainly a way to put eyes on your chain. And I think, we've figured that out just looking at Solana. And I know Kronos now with their meme coins. And, we talked about Caspa all day yesterday. Well, they're going to have their KRC20 initiative. We had one of their top meme coins on that chain, Casper, on with us yesterday. Is it kind of a necessary thing that you need to have meme coins in order for your chain to be relevant right now? We can get into that. I mean, one of the plays on Tron that's really performing well, I don't know if you've been watching this, Zach, is Sundog. It has really held up nice. It's sitting at a $254 million market cap still, even amid the pullbacks. And here's the thing, since August 15th, it's been out. So usually you get that big pull, that big run up, you hit 300 million and then you pull back to 150 or whatever, you know what I mean? At least, or 100 even. It has not done that yet. And it is actually trending up as we speak a little bit. Just yesterday, it had a good day. So I'm in on that one. I got in there right around like 200 flat, like 2-3 days ago. So I was pretty excited about that. We're up a little bit on it. Kind of see how it plays out. But I want to get into some specifics, but also want to keep it macro here a little bit. Zach, go ahead, and then we'll go around the room a little bit. And guys, come on up if you got something to say, about the macro environment a little bit with memes and just kind of, some of the plays you see. But yeah, go ahead, Zach.
Yeah, and retweet the space. Let's get more butts in here. But I agree with you to answer your question. I think every chain needs a meme coin because it brings attention. It brings money over. People are excited. Some people just want to have fun. You know what I mean? And I think a meme token does that. And I think each chain needs that one, to get the attention on it. And then from there, people build and, stuff like that. That's my personal opinion. I don't think chains run unless they have a bunch of attention, and you can easily get that from the meme space.
Yeah, I think we're kind of, we have to remind ourselves too, like, because people are like, there are some people who are like really, like, we're still just focused on meme coins. Like this is the thing that's gonna, drive our industry forward. It's just like, yeah, right now that's kind of how it is, and I think that just shows us how early we are to all of this still. You know what I mean? Because eventually, I don't think that's going to be like the focal point or the main thing that keeps a chain going. But I think right now, it to your point, brings a lot of eyeballs, and then all of a sudden, there's more people watching the real utility aspects of what's going on that chain too. So I think it does aid in just overall growth of the chain, and obviously, from a retail standpoint, I mean, that's where all the money's going right now. I mean, it's been that way since Pepe last April. I mean, it's just a fact,
I agree. I think Shelby has her hand up on the Crypto Breakfast Club, but I don't see it. She was just texting me.
Yes, I see it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll get to Shelby, and then I think JB had his hand up, and we'll go around the room here for sure. But yeah, go ahead, Shelby.
Hey guys. Yeah, I was just texting Zach. Twitter is always crazy. Just a little housekeeping here. So, of course, if you're in here, retweet the space. We really try and keep it very, give our listeners value. So every Wednesday we have Shark Tank. If you're a project interested in coming up and speaking about your project, speaking of meme coins, reach out to us. Go to the cryptobreakfastclub.io. There is the official email there. Join our Telegram. You can also DM me right here on X, and we will get your questions answered. We will send you the breakdown. To be fully transparent, we do charge a little bit, or the boys do. That's what keeps the lights on. That's what keeps the show running. They're here giving you their time on Monday through Friday. So, just if you know someone, if you're a project, reach out to us and we can work with you getting you the right pricing and the right packages for that. Again, if you are in this room but unable to speak, send me your questions, comments. I'll get them up to the panel. and definitely follow our Telegram. We are in there all the time. The conversation keeps going all weekend long, all night long. So the link tree is posted in the nest. Thank you.
Appreciate that. And I'll add one other thing to that is we are looking for sponsors here of the Breakfast Club. So, we're looking at kind of doing like monthly sponsorships. So if you are a company, not even necessarily a token, or if you are a token, and we're making this like super affordable. We're not trying to get rich off our sponsors. We're just, again, we're sharing our time. We're giving our time. Whenever you give your time, you should be compensated. So it's a very fair price. If you're interested in that, we can discuss that, myself, Zach, or Paid XPO, who's usually in here as our other co-host. So if you are interested in that, definitely reach out to us or the main Crypto Breakfast Club account, and we will put you in the right direction. So with that being said, let's go over to JB. JB, what's up, man?
Hey, Zach, how you doing, bro? You all right?
Doing great, man. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. I thought I could jump in. I saw you was live on YouTube and thought, jump onto X, why not? I always love this show that you put here. It's space, should I say. It's always informative. Love what you're doing. But yeah, meme coins, massive upside. Hey, I mean, the September's come. I think the memes are going to start kicking off again. I just want to touch on what you were saying earlier about Kronos. I know with the ZK EVM, I know with the Crypto.com and Kronos, they are really pushing that hard. I think that's going to onboard a lot of people back onto Kronos chain itself. But yeah, I think like the stars are going to align soon enough. Like you got the presidency coming up for the United States, you've got all the interest rate cuts coming inbound as well. I think this is going to be a major. I think it's going to be one of those like, wow, I didn't see that coming, even though I should have. But I mean, I think touching on what Zach from Subway said, I think you are starting to see other chains coming on board as well, and people are noticing there. Yeah, everybody knows the Solana, etc. But people are starting to gravitate towards other chains, like you just said, from Tron as well. So it's going to be a very eventful Q4, I think, personally. I mean, it's always good to hear the insight from yourselves and from everybody that's in the room. So hello to everybody that's listening. Appreciate everybody being here. I did the standard. I still liked and retweeted this space out. Get more people in here. Get the alpha, get the information, get all the guidance that everybody needs, especially in this crypto world that we live in, and spread that positiveness.
Appreciate that, man. Thanks for being here with us too. And I will say, yeah, we've got quite a few people listening in on our live streams, up to 600 people now on YouTube and X listening in here to these spaces too. So we do live stream these. I'm on video on those too. So if you are just listening in and you want that, and I try to pull things up as we talk about them, on screen. So to give you guys that if you want it, but yeah, go ahead. Bro.
That's for sure. I mean, that's what we love, and that's why we appreciate what you do. Yourself, and obviously your boy Oscar as well. Both of you two guys are kicking it forward and letting everybody be informed on a regular daily basis. So we all appreciate what you do, what you're striving for. In terms of meme coins, what you've got up in your title, myself, I'm part of BT Kronos. We've got phase 2 coming in, but I'll talk about that in a second. Another thing, I don't know whether it's been brought to your attention, you've got Kroll on Mars. They're on the ZK EVM. I think they're the first hyperchain for the ZK EVM bridge for Kronos. I know Kronos is partnered with them as well, so Crypto.com, etc. I think that's something you should have a look at as well. When you get a minute or two and see what those boys are all about. I mean, they are pushing a narrative. They've been for a number of years. I think about 4 or 5 years plus. And their tokens are the ZK Kroll on Mars token, ZK CLMRS, I think it's called if it's shortened down. But those guys are making a huge impact, not just for people that want to buy a token, but also for people, budding developers who want to launch their token as well. So I thought I'd mention them. Brilliant team, Doc's team. Just like I said, that's for BT Kronos. Phase 2 is coming, will be coming in soon. We will be touching on the ZK bridge as well. A lot of things that's going to come out as soon as at liberty to say I will mention it. I will, however, mention quickly there will be burns. It will be beneficial for the Chronos ecosystem. It will be beneficial for the community as a whole as well. And I'll leave that.
No, appreciate that, man. Yeah, and to your point about just the macro environment right now, is this? The markets really don't like uncertainty, and we've got a lot of uncertainty right now. Ahead of the potential rate cuts, ahead of a potential election, and I think that's why we're seeing kind of us in no man's land right now, and not a ton of volatility. I think people are just kind of waiting. They're just kind of waiting, knowing that, yeah, the Feds, which meet, on the 17th and 18th of this month, they cut rates. Obviously, that'll have an impact slowly but surely on the markets. And who knows? I mean, they're going to meet again in November and December. We could get 3 rate cuts by the end of the year here, and obviously the election is right before the November meeting. So there's a lot of big events coming up. And as Zach mentioned, historically, 2 of the 3 best months for Bitcoin historically are October and November. April sandwiched there in between them. So a lot to like about where we are right now. And, I know it sounds like a cliche. Oh, it's the calm before the storm. But sometimes cliches are right. And I really do think it's the calm before the storm right now.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, I totally agree. It is the calm before the storm. And in this calmness, if one looks at all the tokens that they're interested in and looks at all the data that's been built up over this time period, that he or she can track exactly how each token's been doing. Because necessarily it's not always the main players that are hitting it big, or they've been sinking, but then the small player, you see the small diamonds in the rough. Actually, this little small token here that no one's really heard of, it's done pretty well. Even when this was bloodbath, he was tracking, he was in the green. So there should be something there. Do you know what I mean? So I mean, and then when the storm does kick off, and and it all goes in your favor, and everything explodes, then you're onto a winner. Just my way of looking at things, I suppose. But yeah, for sure. I mean, the rate cuts, guaranteed pumps, all 3 of them, as long as they're positive, and especially the presidency. I mean, dare I say, Trump and RFK come in guns blazing. I think those 2 are going to save blockchain, and in my opinion, those 2 are what we really need to come in now, especially for the US and the country as a whole. I think you need somebody that's pro freedom, pro financial freedom as well. So I think those 2 boys can do it.
Good stuff, man. Appreciate you. Let's go down to Andrew. Andrew, what's happening, man?
What's good, dog? How you doing this morning?
Doing great. How about you?
Oh man, I'm doing great. Always a fun convo going down here, man. When I made it in, you were talking about do these major blockchains really need meme coins to be successful right now? And I think they do. And it feels weird to say out loud because a couple of years ago I wouldn't have said that. But I think we just went to the point to where the money that's been made on tech and utility has been made, at least for right now. And NFTs just aren't the spot right now because they're still too illiquid. But you got meme coins to where it has the same community viral effect as NFTs, but it's much more liquid, and the barrier of access is a lot lower, right? Like if NFT goes on a huge run, not everybody has $5K to blast at it, but if a meme coin goes to 100 million market cap, anybody can throw $5 at it still, right? So I think that there's something very important in crypto, which is this community. It's been banging for anything that's been successful in crypto has had a banging community all the way back to Dogecoin. And then even with Solana's success was based on how hyped their community was. Solana was the first one to where you had multiple spaces host all day long having shows just about Solana. So I think that meme coins are important in that aspect, that they shine a light on the chain. And that's why you're seeing the Totally support some. You're seeing Justin Sun support some. You've seen the AVAX Foundation pump meme coins. When BNB is on its way out of prison, man, I think we're seeing that rotation to the BNB ecosystem soon. So I think you got to have meme coins today if you want to be a competitive blockchain, and you really got to support them. I think that's what we've seen. The ecosystem wants to see support from these chains into what they're interested in, and right now it's meme coins.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, meme coins even, coming to Bitcoin. I mean, think about that. It's not just like, as some of these Bitcoiners would say, oh, meme coins are all just shit coins and on all these other shit chains. It's like, well, then how do you explain what's happening with some of the top meme coins on Bitcoin then? Right? So it's like, yeah, go ahead.
Well, Zach, I'm a Bitcoiner, man. I use Bitcoin as my savings account. Everything else is used to accumulate Bitcoin. I'll be the first to tell you, Bitcoin is the biggest meme coin there is. Maybe the US dollar is a bigger meme coin, but it's all meme coins, right? And Bitcoin's community just happens to be the entire world and some governments too.
That's a good point. It's definitely a good point. You've got a bunch of major things happening on Toncoin too. I mean, obviously Solana's got its meme coins. You've got Brett on Base. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on. And I think you've got Dog, which is Dog Runes on Bitcoin. I mean, now with Tron popping off, it's not slowing down. And I'll use this example. I mean, this to me is kind of like just here's where we are. Okay. Last cycle, 2021, meme coins were relatively big. We had 2 meme coins in the top 100. Now we have Dogecoin, Shib, Pepe, Whiff, Bonk, Floki, Brett, Popcat, Dogs, and then a bunch of others just outside. So what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 meme coins in the top 100 right now. So if you still believe that meme coins are getting, if you think that fad is over, well, you're terribly wrong, right? That's for sure. Let's go down to, I think Your Corp was next. Your Corp, what's up, man? Good morning.
Good morning. Can you guys give me another minute? I'll go back next to the next person.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
Thank you.
Let's get down to Bill.
Hey, good morning, guys. Hope everybody's doing good. Sunny day here in Toronto. Sun is shining. Oh yeah. Hey, everybody pretty much stole my thunder. It's coming. It's the calm before the storm. I see it. It just track the wallets. Just do a little bit of whale watching. You see what's going on, the manipulation and what's happening. And yeah, it pretty much looks like all the major chains they've got their memes set up, across the block. And now we're just sitting twiddling our thumbs, waiting for the big show. Yeah.
No, it's good stuff. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No. Hey, I just came to hang out. Good to see you guys are doing good.
Yeah,
I missed you, Toronto. I missed you. I was stuck working. I had been working a double.
Oh man, you didn't have a chance to make it out there?
No, I was stuck to the sewer water main.
Gotcha.
Emergency job, yeah. Stuck in a hole.
Gotcha, man. Yeah, they're going to do it again next year. They're also going to do ETH Miami as well. So, they'll be back there for another conference next year's too. So I highly encourage you guys, if you can, make it out there to them. It's they're really well done, well run,
Big
and
time. Yeah, and book in advance. Don't let those tickets run out on you.
Yeah, for sure. And
they run out quick.
And they do increase over time too.
Yeah.
So
that's right. The price.
Yep.
100%. I couldn't believe it when it came to. I just looked for fun and I saw what was it, like $2,000 or 2,500. I was like, holy smokes. But hey, if you really want to go, it's there for you.
For sure, man. For sure. Shelby, go ahead.
Yeah, so I have a question. Yes, if you get into the Telegram, we can look at the contract addresses. We can run it through our bot. Zach from Subway can look through it, make sure that he doesn't see anything. That doesn't mean that it's 100%, but from what he can see, he can give you his point of view on it. And then this is for the panel, mainly for Zach from Subway. Do you have any gems that you're looking at the moment for meme coins?
Ooh, there's tons of gems. The hidden one, there's a few gems. I like Nero. I like Pepe, Bonk, Whiff. There's a lot of them. Shib. those top ones, I think will do very well in the bull run. You know what I mean? The money's going to flood in, and they're, new investors coming in, they're going to see what's listed on exchanges, and that's where they're going to go first. And then it's going to trickle down to the smaller market cap ones. And you kind of just have to find, my personal opinion, you just got to find the community. Big communities hold the floor over anything, over any utility. But, meme coins don't really have utility. The only utility is the community, and the community spends money. So find the ones with the biggest community, and I think you'll, survive, obviously, during the bull run and the bear market. That would be my opinion on that one. But can't give away all my stuff, you know what I mean? But yeah, big community would be key.
All right, here I've got a this or that for the panel. All right, would you rather put $1,000 into Dogecoin at a $14 billion market cap, or $1,000 into Shib, just under $8 billion right now? Only pick one, Doge or Shib.
Shib.
None of them.
None.
Shib, the lowest market cap, because when things start to pop, market caps rise. Why would you go into something already with a higher market cap? All right? You got to play your cards.
Well, I mean, so I agree, but wouldn't you say lower the market cap, more risk?
That as well. Hey, yeah. No, you said it. This is all about taking risks, buddy. Yeah.
And I think I think it really comes down to that, because, people will be like, oh, you're an idiot to invest in Dogecoin. Like, it's already a $14 billion market cap. Well, I mean, if you have a lot of capital, though, and you're looking to minimize your risk, it's not that dumb. I mean, Dogecoin under
playing it safe?
10 cents.
Half and half. 500 for Shib, and 500 for Doge.
If you're looking for an 8 to 10x, and that's your goal, and you're going in pretty heavy, Doge and Shib is a much more attractive bet, I think, than, Simon's cat down here at 173 million.
Turtleneck, But you gave us the choice of either one or the other. That's why I picked that. If not, I would have split it completely.
Because people will be quick to say, like, oh, Zach, you're an idiot. You got to invest in this thing. It's a $40 million market cap. It's going to go to the moon. It's like, okay, all right. Juju, go ahead, man.
Hi, good morning. Thank you for having me up here. Nice to meet you again. Well, this time not from behind the Wolfsop account. But anyways, talking about meme coins. Okay, but the question he had said, investing in Doge or Shib, I would say 0. Because I feel like those are kind of like meme coins of the past. And I hardly do believe that normies coming into the ecosystem newly are gonna invest in those coins. I personally feel like, yeah, definitely they're going to invest in coins showed to them by influencers, but there are also going to be some other metrics coming into play, because I actually did an experiment the other day. Don't you feel like normies, when they're trying or not to call them normies this time, let me just say people, at this point when they're trying to get meme coins coming into the ecosystem real fresh, don't you realize that they don't actually look at the market cap of coins? They don't know what that is. They have no idea. They're just here to buy coins. And the most important thing is, one, they want influencers to show them stuff. 2, they love to buy coins real cheap, maybe coins for $10 and having $1 million worth of tokens. That's those kind of tokens with a bunch of zeros, the metrics, the 0.000 something. Because I did an experiment. I went to Nomi. I was like, bro, would you rather get WIF? I showed the price of WIF, and I showed the price of mug. And I was like, which would you rather get? You get you spend $10 on this, you're getting 5 coins again. It was like, bro, that's too expensive. I'm not gonna get that. Definitely not. And he opted to go for the 0.0001, which is obviously gonna be the sentiment and the idea with people coming into the ecosystem. They're gonna want to get coins where they just spend a little bit of bucks and get millions worth of tokens and just dream about it going to $1 and be like, oh yeah, when it's $1, I have $1 million, that kind of thing. So I feel like that's a point that people kind of overlook at this point. and is of course going to have a huge role to play when everything starts like moving up. And the memeable factor of all those coins, how memeable is it? Like, can you make videos from it, animated pictures, things like that? Because we could see some coins actually holding up on Solana, which are the coins that are really memeable, like Fork, like Punky. The others have been like taking a huge dump, but every other like token that has that memeable factor is kind of like staying up there. So that's also a great metric to look at. So I feel like all those metrics are there to be seen and to be followed, but people are kind of like missing out on them. So, well, but all the same, what do I know? What do I know? So I just wanted to say that thank you very much and good morning, everyone.
No, that's really good insights. Good, very interesting. I agree with you. I mean, there are. I think you hit on some really important things. You're right. A lot of new investors simply go and follow what influencers are doing. They don't oftentimes understand market cap. They definitely don't understand liquidity. You know, if I get in here, can I get out? I know we talk about that quite a bit, right? Because it's one thing, oh, you're getting in at this market cap, but it's like, but if there's no liquidity, like you're never going to get that money out. So now it's just, a dollar figure on your screen, but you can't realize those gains. So Juju, I think you're bringing some interesting points. If I could play devil's advocate a little bit though, and say this, Dogecoin and Shib now are to that point, and maybe somewhat Pepe a little bit, but Doge and Shib for sure. They're household names. They're available everywhere, and they'll pump regardless. And I think people, to your similar point, people won't understand that Shib can't go up thousands of percentage points again like it did before. They'll just think, oh, it'll do what it did last time. I remember everybody became millionaires on Shib in 2021. That's just going to happen again. They don't realize that now the bigger the market cap, the harder it is to move it. But that won't stop them from investing. The other thing, too, I think, when we look at Doge and Shib and why I think a lot of capital will flow into both of these, when people are frantically buying everything on Robinhood and Coinbase, is just the brand awareness. Even if you didn't buy Dogecoin last go around, the average person walking down the street knows and has probably heard more about Dogecoin and Shiba Inu than Ethereum. You know what I mean? So they'll just, I think, naturally gravitate toward these brands, really. I mean, you know what I mean? Recognized brands, recognized logos. But I think what you said is also true. They will look to get into some of those newer ones too. But I think it's kind of twofold. It's an interesting conversation for sure. I want to get Andrew's thoughts, and then we'll get down to your corp as well. And then we'll keep the conversation rolling. Go ahead, Andrew.
Oh man, Zach, the Doge Shib question is a great one, man. Because initially I was leaning Doge because, like, in my opinion, Doge is like the Bitcoin of meme coins. It's really not going anywhere at this point. It's been through multiple cycles, and Shib is kind of like the Ethereum of meme coins. But I was leaning Doge. But then I was like, hold up, Doge has had its ecosystem, and like there's projects on Doge or their coins and their NFTs, all that good stuff. But you haven't seen like a crazy run in that ecosystem yet. So like that's what had me kind of start thinking, okay, well maybe I need to consider Shib, because Shib it has that it's Shibaridum that's about to go live, and if it gets any sort of hype like you're expecting, I think Shib actually outperforms Doge this cycle. And as far as the downside, I think the downside's similar, right? If an outside economic event, sends crypto to zero, pretty much, Doge and Shib are both affected. So like I think we got to assume that like coins like that are probably here this time, and the downside's similar. But I think the upside on Shib is a little bigger, because I think if that ecosystem really gets popping, I think you're going to see a massive inflow there.
That's good stuff. No, and here's the thing, Juju. I don't disagree with you too. Like you mentioned, Punky. I think that's a very interesting play. It's held up so well. I mean that chart. If you just look at that chart and just see how it's held up in that community, you do your memenomics. Punky looks really good. There's some others there too. I think Sundog, we mentioned that right at the top. It's held up extremely well here on Tron. I think there's a lot of upside there. I think Brett, if I'm looking at meme coins in the top 100 and I'm taking into account, okay, what has the most upside with still minimized risk? I mean, Brett right now at a $700 million market cap, it is basically the native token of the base blockchain, which is the hottest blockchain. It's the hottest L2 right now, bar none. And it's literally the native token. I mean, they don't have a coin. So, I mean, it's Brett basically, for all intents and purposes, is the token of it's the main chain, token. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of ways to kind of analyze this and look at this. Then you got Floki, which I think goes oftentimes overlooked quite a bit. They, like Shib, are really trying to become not just a meme coin. They're really building out utility. I was a day one investor in TokenFi, their sister token in the RWA space. That one is listed on the meme coin list. I think that and Floki both have tremendous upside as well. So there's a lot to like here. And different ways to think about this. Let's get down to your corp, and then we'll get up to Shelby on the Crypto Breakfast Club and back to Juju here. And I see Larry's here too. I want to get to Larry as well. We had Larry up here yesterday. Appreciate you coming back, man. Yeah, let's get down to your corp. Go ahead.
Hey, good morning, guys. I hope everybody's doing great. I really don't got that much to say because I haven't been in the space for quite a bit. I haven't been into crypto like about a month and a half, 2 months, like really into it like I used to be. Just, dealing with some stuff at home and, getting life straight. But now we're back again, of course, going to be here every day as much as I can. And I just wanted to quickly just say thanks to everybody. You, Zach from Subway. Paid XP that he's not here, but I'm pretty sure he's listening around. And if he's not, he will be listening later. What you guys always do, I know this is not nothing to do with the conversation of today, but I just need to say it because you guys have done so much for me, even though you guys don't know it. You guys have done a lot to me. So I do appreciate you guys for all this information that you guys do, all this time that you guys take, that you guys don't need to take, and you guys just do it because you enjoy it and you just want to help other people. So that's something that I really do appreciate a lot. And one of those people is me. You guys are helping me a lot. Not only you guys, also some other listeners from here that are constantly here, like Mar, Mutasco, Zach's wife. Sorry, I forgot her name. I apologize, but Shelby. I'm sorry, Shelby, about that. But all of you guys provide us with so much information that I didn't know before, and because of you guys, now I know I'm more educated. So everybody that is listening in YouTube, everybody that is listening here in space, or anywhere else, this is your first week, first day, first hour, whatever, don't stop missing this spot, man. I'm telling you, you guys will come up so much. You guys will have alpha, money, education. You guys will feel better in life just because you guys will be learning something that I'm pretty sure, at least for me, back then you didn't know. So when it comes financially wise, and your life will change, and your life will change in a good way. So keep on supporting them, guys. Share and like the room. Ask as many questions as you guys can. The only question that is stupid is the one that you don't ask. So make sure you ask every single one, because these guys are here just helping us out. And if they don't know it, I'm pretty sure they're going to find it, or somebody here in the room might know it. And we will then all learn together. And then we know that information that probably a lot of us didn't know, and because of that question that you asked, we all not know it. So make sure you guys support this room, man, and always share and like the room. Always follow this guy, listen to them, get in here every day in the morning. Trust me, the time that they're spending, any person, any other influencer, or anybody else, I'm pretty sure would charge hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars, probably thousands, just to provide this information. These guys are pretty much doing it for free, guys. That's pretty much what it is. So I understand you guys doing your business stuff. So whatever you guys do, Zach, I'm going to support you guys as much as I can in anything that I can, because again, you guys have changed my life, have helped me in my life. And that is something that I just cannot stay quiet. I got to tell everybody so they can know you guys are true people, not scammers, no ruggers, no nothing. And you guys been here for a long time already. So there's no way that you guys will just leave us. And if you guys leave us, we'll find you guys. Don't worry. We'll track you. I don't know how, but we will. I think Pay will probably give you guys away, If we get paid, then he'll give you guys away. So that's all we need to do. But no, guys, that's all I wanted to let you guys know. You just needed to say something. I had a long time I didn't talk here. I had a long time to appreciate you guys' service, because it's literally a service right here. You guys are, again, taking your time to provide it to us. So, hey, don't sleep, guys, on these guys right here, because they're the best, for real. You guys be safe. That's all I got to say today.
Insert that meme. I'm not effing leaving. I'm not effing leaving.
There you go.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate that too. Your corp really does mean a lot, man. Thanks for all your support too, and just coming in here day after day and being part of it. So couldn't do it with everybody who comes in here, especially day after day, and who's, you know, we couldn't do it without the help of people actually coming in and enjoying what we've got, right? So appreciate that. Let's go to Shelby on the Crypto Breakfast Club, Juju, and then up to Larry.
Yeah, so I have a two-part question here. The first one comes in from Telegram, and they want to know if we can cover XT Algo. So if it doesn't fit in today, maybe we can dedicate maybe like 10 or 15 minutes to it tomorrow, being Wednesday. But yeah, I would love to hear more about that as well, and kind of go over how it was created. They want to know how it works and how it can kind of factor into their trading. Also, I have another question through DM, and they want to know if you got into a meme coin that lost liquidity, do you sell on a loss or do you keep holding?
So I'll briefly touch on XT Algo. I don't want to spend too much time on it, even though I would love to do a whole show on it because it's my company and I could, you know, shill it for 2 hours. But I want to keep the conversation rolling here with our topic at hand. But I'll say briefly, it's been out for a little over a year now. Brought it to market in August of 2023. And really the big aim was creating a trading indicator that, you know, is, in my book, the Walmart of indicators that could be used by an average investor. And so we've got a couple different modes on there. It was built by a gentleman who works for the second largest company in the world who builds indicators. We are looking at AI as well, and so it can be updated. So I've been in constant communication with him, and he's going through some different models. But yeah, xtalgo.com if you guys are interested in it. It is a separate LLC of mine that I've had out for over a year, and we have different packages, monthly, quarterly, and yearly options. Every meme coin can't be traded, but as long as it's trading on some top tier exchanges and TradingView has a chart, the indicator can be used. If you do decide to purchase it, I took some time out, and it's a 30-minute, basically tutorial on how to use it. So you will get that automatically when you do decide to purchase it. I've recorded all those videos, show you exactly how to set up your alerts. Cool thing is you could be on the go and you could be alerted when charts are breaking out or breaking down. So it can also be used for stocks too, crypto stocks and Forex and precious metals. So you can trade everything pretty much on TradingView. Yeah. So you can use this with stocks and crypto. So yeah, that's kind of the gist of it. I've got hundreds of people signed up, people loving it, using it every single day in their trades. So the whole thinking behind it is, what can I do, to help the people who watch me every single day? And I felt like there was a need there. And again, something that's not too overcomplicated for the average retail investor to kind of understand. And there's a lot of, very, tech heavy indicators that go into it, but the visual representation is easy to understand. And that's kind of what I was looking to build. So yeah, if you have any further questions, you can email us at, there's a contact us page on the website, and I've got people 24/7 answering all your questions. So there's always a representative there. If you have any kind of questions on how to use it or setting yourself up, somebody can always help you. So there's that. Zach, do you want to handle that second one in terms of liquidity? Go ahead.
Yeah, no, definitely. So that's pretty much a three-part question to me. The person that's asking that question, it really has to do on the information. So is it with the liquidity, is it them pulling the liquidity from the back end? Is it based on going down based on trading because people are buying and selling, or just selling? And third part, is it an add and remove liquidity, as in other investors can add liquidity to the pool and remove it based on what they're, what they want to make out of that token. So it's kind of that's a broad question. So I kind of need more details on that because there's answers for every one of those scenarios. So if that person's listening, can you kind of pinpoint that more on the information? It's hard to answer that.
Yeah, you can continue DMing me, or you can go straight to Zach from Subway, and we can try and figure out what it is that you're talking about. And, again, if you bought when it was, a green candle and then there was a sell-off, I mean, it's hard to tell.
Because if it's an add and remove, that's just people adding liquidity and removing it when they want. That's not a big deal. If it's people selling because the chart went up and then went down, that's not a big deal. The big deal is if the project owners are pulling liquidity, basically rugging it, a slow rug or a fast rug. So it really has to do with those questions. If you want to DM me, I can help you out a little bit, but I kind of need more information on the whole liquidity thing and what scenario you're looking at. So we might have to do a little deep diving into the blockchain, but I'm up for that.
Yeah. And again, that's why come into the space, listen, buy the rumor. Do not buy it when it's totally up in the green. It's never going to work well for you. For me. So, come in here, see what we're talking about, and let's buy the chart early.
Yeah, and Zach, to your point, I mean, if liquidity is being pulled and nobody's talking about it, and nobody will answer questions in the Telegram, red flag. If liquidity is being pulled and it's being explained why, or it's built into the contract and here's why it's happening, little different situation. So, like to your point there, Zach, it's like it really is a case by case basis.
Right, and it's a good thing that people don't realize, which I do sometimes, is sometimes I won't even trade tokens. I'll just add liquidity. It is a huge risk, but if you know if you have a feeling the chart's going to go up, you can make money just off of adding liquidity without even trading. Do you know what I mean? But the big risk is if it sells off, you lose some of that. So to me, that's a 50-50. You don't have to deal with slippage and all that trading and try to beat bots and all that. You're just basically a liquidity provider. That's why I kind of need more details on this situation. But as Zach was saying, if they're pulling liquidity, slow rug, fast rug, I would run the fuck away. But if it's just an adding liquidity situation, I know Jared from Subway does that a lot. You can see he'll put $300,000. That's kind of another way he's sandwiching you. Yummy, yummy sandwich. He's adding liquidity. People pump the chart and then he pulls it back and, pulls a little bit off of that. So there's a few aspects of this conversation. That's why it's hard to explain it without all the alpha and knowledge. So unfortunately, I can't answer that for you, but hopefully those three scenarios will kind of guide you more towards what to do.
Zach, did you just say yummy, yummy sandwich? I just want to play for the room.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Just want to make sure I'm not the one hearing things because I came in the room a little late and I'm a little delirious from my travels. Once again, it's paid XPO. We're up in the fucking cricket breakfast club. What the fuck's going on, y'all? Sorry I'm late. I'm moving around. Zach, you can send the codes whenever. I'm in no rush. I'm chilling here. Let's get the.
I think I sent it to you, but I'll invite you.
Yeah, listen. Zach, I'm in a new place per usual.
Uh-oh.
I moved out of the range of the Wi-Fi router. I didn't know the range of it.
Okay.
So I didn't know how far I could test the limitations.
So we're back to paid XPO getting rugged 15 minutes.
No.
Paid XP rug.
We're good. Relax. Good.
All right, let's get down to we'll go to Juju, Larry, and then JB's got his hand up next. Go ahead, Juju.
Okay, all right. So what I was gonna say was talking about the tokens such as Shib and Floki. Yeah, I do believe Floki could do something in the sense that they have a marketing budget set aside, and I could tell that they've been spending it. They've been actually working on their marketing and stuff like that. But with Shib, I get they're coming out with the Shiberanium, or I don't know how it's called. But I think that has been in works for quite some time. I don't know what the old back was or anything about that. But also what I was going to say is also coming back to the fact that people at the end of the day, normies and everything, even we, the whole dogs on Web3. At the end of the day, Web3 itself is just an attention game. We end up going where the attention is. That's why you see everybody rotating chains, rotating from projects, rotating from everything. And it's always going to be the same, even when normies are coming into the system. So I hardly believe that they're going to want to go to projects like Shib and stuff, because the influencers we have currently right now aren't even going to show those projects. They aren't talking about them. They aren't shielding them. But yeah, Dogecoin is the BTC for Memecoins. Is here to stay. Is always going to be here. Yeah, Shib and the rest, they would be here. They might get those like a little bit of funds coming into their those little pumps and stuff like that. But they would be highly outperformed by the newer tokens that are coming up, because that's what the influencers are going to talk about. And that's what everybody here who's been like here on CT are going to talk about. So I feel like nobody's really going to like go back to the buzz of talking about Shib and Floki, but well, that said, it's obviously still going to get a move anyways, but just my take, just my thoughts. So I was just thinking. So yeah, thank you.
No, that's a really good point. Yeah, and I think you're right. I mean, just from a liquidity standpoint, you look at Shib and Pepe, two of the largest ERC20 cryptos. So, when Ethereum has its move, you're going to get a move out of Shib and Pepe, and because they're smaller market caps, Ethereum will be up 7 or 8%, and Pepe and Shib might be up 17, 18, 19%. We've seen it time and time again. But you're right too. I mean, one of the biggest meme coin gainers might not even be created yet in this cycle. That's another situation. I mean, it might not even be out yet. And that's something to think about, just how early we are, I think, within this cycle, especially from a retail standpoint. But I definitely want to get Larry's perspective here. Larry, thanks for coming back, man.
Hey, Zach, how are you? Just on the high-speed train to another city in the north of China. So welcome, hello, and thank you for the welcome. And usually I'm very rarely on meme or in anything having to deal with meme culture, but I was so embedded with Floki on their Nottingham initiative and how they really diversified into utilities, not just TokenFi, but their vault. And it's funny that you mentioned the big three dogs from I guess conventional meme, or the alpha memes. They've all since become more subdued, but they all have foundations, and they become more like business models rather than meme tokens. And I think this is a good segue to kind of present something that's looked over often in the meme space, is that the new dogs and the new cats. For example, we have like Suchi, the cat token on ERC20, and we have Sato also. All the Sugoi desk, Japanese influenced dog and cat tokens, and even like Brett. What I want to talk about, like Suchi and Sato, is they have all of these tokens. Although they're memes and they're fun and stuff, they have kind of altruistic missions. What I mean by that is, I think a lot of people are kind of like overlooking a lot of the philanthropy that they do, which I find refreshing, because memes are not really my thing. I'm not from the meme culture, but I do really appreciate the altruistic nature of like, okay, tokens are, they're renounced, and, the taxes are gone, and they're fun. It's like a free play, and it brings in a lot of underexposed LP, because when we talk about memes now and the meme casino, we're really talking about overexposed LP. They have expectations. They've been disappointed often, or have been exit liquidity on the gamble. But at least, even if it's a small percentage or a large percentage, some of that money is going towards helping people. We always we complain about the charts, we complain about price action, but this is a first world problem that we have. And when I see meme tokens, taking care of animals, or providing fresh water, food, and to legitimate charities, and actually, showing proof of work, no pun intended on the mining side, but it's kind of refreshing to see that. So, we talk about the main memes, that have been, money printers like Pepe, Brett, Ponky, now Bruh, all of these tokens are really fun. And then we talk about the unusual suspects that would become like, Pump Fund, for example. Who would ever thought a utility chain like Solana would be the host for Radium and Pump Fund, the biggest casinos, right? And then Justin Sun, and Tron, Tron's been around as, one of the main legs for Tether for USDT. When you think of those, if you asked us a few years ago, we would have never thought that memes would launch on those. And now we have ORCs and fractals coming from Bitcoin, and now we're going to have people probably doing memes and even on Caspo, like KRC20. All of those are things we would have never expected during the bear or during the last bull. But the one I just wanted to say that if some people feel bad or have kind of a negative connotation about memes, the one good thing, that's refreshing to me, is at least some of them are really giving back and trying to do some altruistic missions. It doesn't matter how much, it's the intent and idea. And I have seen a lot of them, provide some relief to the underserved or underprivileged. And even us being on this space right now is a first world problem. And it's also first world benefit that we have the ability to, kind of talk about it and debate about it and share and laugh about it. So next time go to invest in a meme token, maybe you look at a Suchi or a Sato. I'm not shilling them. I'm not giving anyone financial advice, but I do know that they are, doing altruistic work. They are donating, and I think that's a good thing that's coming out of meme culture now. So I'm happy to be here, and thanks, Zach. Usually I'm on more technical talks or security-oriented talks or industry policy or ethics or AI or DPIN, but thanks for having me here, brother.
No, 100%, man. And, we came off a great space yesterday. If you guys hadn't watched that or listened to it, Larry was a big part of it. We dove deep into the Caspa ecosystem, and we'll be doing more of that too. But I like coming at this meme coin topic, not so much just like the 2-hour shill your meme coins kind of thing, but coming at it from a macro and understanding kind of where's money flowing and just kind of the nature of, the macro. And I mean, one of the things we mentioned, Larry, at the top, like last cycle, we had 2 meme coins in the top 100. Right now, we've got 9 meme coins in the top 100. What's your take on that? I mean, is this an overall good thing for crypto? And where do you see meme coins going throughout the rest of this cycle and beyond? And is it a net positive? Is it a net positive or net negative for our space?
I think any way that we can get more adaptation and proliferation, it has to be good and bad, right? Because and I'll use gaming as a use case. People would have never thought that the GTA franchise, that Square Enix, that Squaresoft, Microsoft, all of the main gaming development labs would start taking crypto as payment, right? Or the political parties. So I think these are just like good, and all the financial products. If you asked me 3 years ago if we would have had an ETF, anything, or if we would have, like for example, I consult for HSBC for the last year on their gold token project and also their base sidechain project they're working on. I've worked with some certain airlines and certain coffee houses as well, consulting them for their blockchain projects. I'm on NDAs for those, but I would tell you I would have never suspected that. So what I think with 9 memes, it's just like, it shows that people want to have fun. We came out of a COVID laced with a bear where it wasn't like, we complain about a 10 or 15%, swing in the market action. And we think it's the end of the world. Many callers get depressed, and it's easy because it's a massive impact on your individual portfolios. But for the market as a whole, I think it's just a sign of the times that people want to have fun, and we have like underexposed LP or LP that are new. We call them normies, but I would rather call them underexposed LP or investors in the space. We shouldn't call them normies because actually on the UI side or on the user interface side on the front end for Web3, they're actually more experienced than many of us as far as gaming, as a slice of life through apps and utilities. And even a lot of the memes are kind of generating interest via these third and secondary route pathways for investment. So I think there's that part. And I think that, people forget that during the bear, it was utilities that provided the cushion and provided the foundation for memes to flourish. Now, what I mean by that was Solana's stuck around, Cardano's stuck around. No matter which way they had to get their liquidity or how, it didn't seem to matter. And people kept supporting Caspa. Bitcoin's always been around. It's been around for a long time, leveraging other financial products. So we look at memes now as a quick way to hedge. So it was an interesting analogy that Juju made, where he, compared, Doge or Shib. I think it's Doge to Bitcoin and Shib to whatever else. But I equivocate Bitcoin to gold and Ethereum to silver, because there's more silver available. The entry is a little bit lower, and it's already, most of it's now, it's not mineable, so it's been on the surface. So if we look at memes that way, we look at the evolution and development of memes. We have alpha memes, you're talking about all the original dogs and Floki, a couple others, and now they're real business models, rather than, they have foundations, and they kind of have day-to-day influx of liquidity in and out. As Juju also said, he talked about Floki spending a lot of their liquidity on actual business and promotion. They're all over in sports and popular culture. And Zach was talking about TokenFi. TokenFi was a RWA integrator, and is a way to kind of balance the charts for them. It's really ingenious, and I'm happy I could be a small part of the input and the strategic implementation of both of those. B and Saber are great people, so I guess that's kind of my my input. And you have Carly from Cat Token, as altruistic, and I just look at Sato. They're from Shiba Doge, a combination of the Doges from the consensus team, right? And we look at Suchi from a well-known meme team, but now they all have good intentions, and it seems like you said, Zach, I don't think it's a bad thing. I just think it's we have more people coming into the space, so utilities and memes are going to be balanced. AI and DPIN is a big part of the narrative. We have outside investment really focusing on AI and DPIN. You don't see very much VC investment for memes, but they don't need it though, right? Because they're going to get the quick volume. But AI and DPIN and utility are going to get the long run in VC. So I guess there's room for everyone. If you want to look for a short hold and a long hold, or for some of the memes, they become business models. I think it's really just, we have top nines for liquidity and users and the market cap, right? But if we look at VC investment, utilities and DPIN have gotten most. For example, Hash got 10 million. I'm happy to be a part of that team, and it was the largest check signed for any project this quarter. It's not during I don't call this a bull yet. I call this a corrective session, but we're still early, and if you keep solid hands, no matter what your convictions are, be it memes or, I think that's the thing is people are working together more so now than working against each other. If you look at a Sandbox and Metaverse, or you look at Apes and Pudgy Penguins or anyone, they're doing spaces together, and they have APU. They're all putting in together, and I think memes are similar. Before, you wouldn't see any of the dogs working together. And when Pepe came out, there was a lot of hate, but now we have for example, I seen Suchi with Doge and with Pepe in the same picture, and a lot of other memes doing the same thing with our former president, Donald Trump. Just the cross culture implications are really coming forth on the cooperation. So I think the space in itself is just getting more and more unified, because they're looking at the big picture. And I always say this, I said this last night on Zach's other spaces, as a singularity, you're an annoyance or a terrorist, right? But in the spirit of the blockchain, if we're all together, we're immutable, right? It doesn't matter what part of the space you're from. But, the main goal is to keep some of the decentralized finance available. It gives you democratization of your assets, but beyond that, it shows that we can do this responsibly, and it shows that we have an opinion, and that we can try to keep some of the hyper deflationary qualities of the space going. And it's better that we do this together than rather quarreling or fighting or trying to cut each other off at the knees, So I'll end with that, Zach. Thank you so much for the time. Other Zach as well. And all of the wonderful and talented people here on the stage right now.
Thanks so much for that, Larry. I want to get down to Mar has come up. He wants to jump in here. I'll get right to Mar here in a sec. But, I think to your point, Larry, like for what it did for me, because I got into crypto in 2020 thanks to Dogecoin. And I think if that can be like your entry point and that gets you interested, and then hopefully you kind of learn, okay, there's a lot more here. And then, I think one of the big learning curves early is understanding what memes are and what they're not, right? And being able to parse out, okay, you can play in this arena, but if you really want to, play the long game here, looking at where the VC money is flowing, like AI and DeepIn and RWA, and obviously now with ETFs and Bitcoin, Ethereum, and build out your portfolio, accordingly, then I think it's a good thing. It's a net positive, because I do think meme coins probably do more than any other sector in terms of just bringing people in, because it's fun, it's easy to understand, it's you know what I mean, it's that low barrier of entry.
Yeah, exactly. Reduced barrier of entry, and it's just fun. It's like I compare it to breakfast cereals. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Zach, by the way.
No, that's a good analogy.
If you go down the breakfast aisle, or you go down the cereal aisle, it's just colorful. It looks good, and it's just like if you go past some slot machines. But what I'm saying is it's a lot more grown up now, and I don't think that memes get. And I used to be one of those people. I said I wouldn't go with a 10-foot pole in front of the memes, but and I'm just gonna say something that's a negative, but it's really a positive. Is none of this shit would be around, memes or whatever, if a SafeMoon was around. If we look at a lot of the first generation contracts for memes or in between memes, or when people were figuring it out, was it the most honest team? Was it the best teams? Probably not. We know that. Was that contract, a stack on stack, and you wait till your turn before you're no longer exit liquidity? Yeah, but going back historically for the culture, I as much as I hate to say it, but the SafeMoons of the world, to a lesser, and I might piss some people off, some Saitamas of the world, even some Shibnobis, and I was around. And the thing about it is, the way I know, I don't trade any tokens, but I provided security. Many of you know, even like for Catcoin, for Charlie, I was at Certic, and I was in charge of APAC in Europe. I was their CDSM. I was a director of their of those two regions, and many of those memes, including Floki and Shiba Doge, got audits from me. Were they the best quality audits at times? No, because Certic and I had an agenda against each other. And that's why I left Certic. So not saying anything bad against Certic. I did a lot of learning, but I walked when my ethics and their ethics parted ways, and we've seen that in recent current events. But that's a different story for another day, right? But now I'm the CSO at MetaTrust Security, and I still continue to have some of the biggest projects come to me based on my transparency. So I really I get to see both ends of the spectrum, both memes, utilities, and I call them the in-between tokens. And really, if you look at like Floki, it encompasses both business and the utility and memes, and it's still around. Yeah. So I'll end with that. Sorry, Zach. Just had to get that in there.
No, love it, man. 100%. And yeah, let's get down to Mar. And I see Andrew's got his hand up too. Go ahead, Mar. Good morning to you too, man.
Good morning, Zach. Good morning, Zach from Subway. Morning, everyone. I'm doing great myself.
Damn, Mar, your page doesn't get a morning? Jesus Christ.
Where the hell are you? I didn't even see you here.
I'm here. You don't see me?
Plus, you're like in the other side of the world. I don't even know if it's good morning, good afternoon, good evening for you. So
all you got to say is bonjour, all right?
Bonjour. Oh, my God. You're in France. Say hello to those archery guys for me, by the way. Yeah, no, Zach. Going back, and yes, but I didn't see you. What are you doing down there anyways?
Hey, good question, Zach.
I want to go back to the question you asked, and Zach, you asked, this will be quick. You asked, okay, you said, what would you choose, Shiba or Doge? I mean, they're like in the top 15. I mean, for me, the correct answer would be both. why would you buy only Shiba? If you're planning on investing on a blue chip project, you should, expand your portfolio and buy, more projects. And for me, the right answer is both. If you got $100, if you have $100,000, if you got $1,000, you just can't go for one, because this market is about predicting, And the one thing I learned years ago when I went to a therapist, okay, for all the stress I had, I needed to go see a therapist. The one thing I think I only learned from that guy is, with my anxiety kicking in, he said, when we predict 99% of the time, it doesn't happen. Imagine that. Now, we're predicting the bull market coming. It's coming. But when? That's just a prediction. People could say November, October. So imagine this. And the man is right. When we predict something, this, that, we're never, 99% of the time it doesn't happen. So when you invest on an asset, you're predicting it's going to go up, right? Now you want to lower your risk. And how do you lower your risk? Of course, choosing a project with a great team, good community, but also diversifying your portfolio. You just can't jump into one. So if you plan on buying blue chips, the top 20 blue chips, I own like 7 or 8 of them. You just can't just go for one. You're going to get probably wrecked, or it's probably going to pump, but maybe another one will pump even more. So we are predicting, and we're to be able to come up with the best outcome predicting on stocks or crypto, you have to have a nice size portfolio to lower your risk, because 99% of the things we predict, it never happens the way we thought it was going to happen. It's been proven by doctors, scientists, the world. So that's why investing is so hard. That's why being successful is so hard, because you just got to lower your risk, and make it 98%. That 2% you're going to be right, but that 2% could be big, That's why you have to diversify your portfolio. And for me, the right answer is both. Every time Doge goes under 10 cents, I buy it. If it's $1, if it's $2, if it's $100, whatever it is, I keep on loading on Doge. I know that Shib has a great community, but Doge has a great community too, and has Elon, So, I buy both. I've been buying more Doge lately, but I do own more Shib than, when it comes to percentage-wise, than Doge. So, that's just my take, Don't be a maxi, Don't be a maxi. I know the safest maxi is Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is Bitcoin. But if you're a maxi on a low market cap token coin, you're going to be a fucking probably dead duck. You're going to be a dead duck when the bull run hits. And there is a bull run coming, but when? I'll leave that to the pros, but hopefully within a year.
It'll be interesting too. Thanks for that, Mark. Too, with Dogecoin, imagine what happens when it does get a use case. I mean, it's done all of this without one, but I mean, from a technical standpoint, and I mean, I can't speak too much on the technical aspect, but I do know that a lot of people, like Dogecoin, because it's not just a run of the mill contract. It's very set up for utility. Obviously, it's proof of work. You mentioned Elon. I mean, he could give it utility just on X. We know he's been, going like crazy getting all these money transmitter licenses in all the 50 states. I think he's getting close there now too. I mean, he's somewhere, correct me if I'm wrong, somebody, but I think he's got almost like 40 out of the 50 already, right? He's been knocking those down. So what's he going to do with that? I mean, we know he loves Doge. I mean, what if it's just a tipping mechanism on X, which is a huge platform for blockchain and crypto? Just that alone, I think, could really put Dogecoin in a different space, in a different headspace in terms of the minds of the investors. Could be really, really interesting. Go ahead, Larry.
Yeah, if you look at what he's doing, actually, he has SpaceX, but in the recent months, he got his new huge GPU and his hash and compute aggregator. He has his TV streaming service, and then he has Starlink now. And what you're talking about is he has a license, his cash flow license through almost all 50 states a lot of the EU and a lot of Asia Pacific, except for China. And if you really look at this, he's going to have a cyclic economy where he's going to. Have you ever wondered why X has 90% of all of the DeFi news and all of the current events as far as DeFi is concerned? All of that, I think, is a long-term, laying down all the foundation for. This is just my speculation, DYOR, and it's just based on my experience in TradFi and fiat and fintech. Is I think he's laying down for an all-in-one shop. Maybe an exchange, a multi-pool commodities that's going to provide arbitrage internally, not just from X itself, but when you have the largest media outlet coupled with the number one space platform and vertical technology, scalable technology, and now you're going to take a big chunk of AI, you're going to take a chunk of entertainment, and you have Starlink. I mean, I think it's a pretty easy sell that you're trying to corner the market, including DeFi. So if you need that hyperinflationary mechanism to kind of balance off the tax burden as well as the amount of currency coming off. And, like Bitcoin does and other, hyperdeflationary tokens, they infuse value into RWAs or they provide sustainability or containment for RWAs. So I think that's the direction Elon's going with all the moves recently.
Interesting. Yeah. Andrew, go ahead.
Yeah, man, I love the point you made that we've got, I think you said 9 meme coins in the top 100 now, to where if you would have asked us back in 2020 or even when I got in the game in 2017, I'd have been like, there's no chance that happens. But now I've been saying for probably 4 or 5 months now that by the end of bull run, we're going to see 4 meme coins in the top 10. And I just really think this is going to be the bull market of meme coins. And it's not far-fetched, right? Because you got Doge, you got Shib. I think Pepe is a real contender. And then I think you have that dark horse is probably like somewhere in that like 40 million to, we'll say like 100 to 200 million market cap right now, that people are going to be like, that's going to be the next Doge, that's going to be the next Shib, and you'll see a massive influx of liquidity, and it somehow makes its way into the top 10 by the end of the bull run. It doesn't stay there forever, who knows? But I just think we see a point in time where there's 4 of them up there, and I think it's good for crypto all around for real, because you're here to make money, right? You're here to trade. So, however it happens is good, and if you can do something that's more relatable to the average person, that's better in my opinion.
That's good insights. We do have MAGA Donalds down there. I see you got a token. Don't shill the token, but we're just talking macro and things like that. But good to have you up here.
Absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Let me allow me to have a proper introduction, as I think PaidX made a comment last time. Hi, I'm in Fox We Trust. I'm 31. I'm from London. In real, I'm an immersive dining business owner. I've got 2 other companies in entertainment production and manage teams of 2 to 40 people. And I come to this space 5 years ago because layer 2 tokenization and decentralized finance is the next business startup frontier of the internet. And we have an ability here with funding to create any original concept and create a borderless community of global people and platforms and opportunities and jobs that were not previously allowed or organized. And that is the power of DeFi. There's only 5% of us right now that's currently utilizing this. I've been here for 4 years in the trenches. I've played Shiba Inu, Everrise on day 1, and lots of other things. I came here and I view it as a real business opportunity. So anything that you see, you're buying something which is only as strong as its weakest link. And the weakest links are usually the teams. But I've been here for 4 years. I'm members of the MMKK, the XTC, about 30 other insider groups. I'm also a project incubator and a core member of a blockchain that's coming out very soon. But I'm also building a DeFi event in London called the the DeFinancial District as well. So I'm not here to shill this token. I'm here to be a part of the discussion because I believe we are the cutting edge. We are the forerunners, and we have a duty to build the infrastructure that will be utilized by the whole. We are the people that build the platforms. We are the people that create the original brands, and meme coins are amazing branding. And what can you do with an amazing brand? You can connect it to products. You can do so much more with it compared to 4 years ago where a buyback was a utility or like good branding was a utility. So I think that meme coins are really valid alongside utility because they bring in new real. There's something that millennials can enjoy, but also their kids can enjoy. And there are so many different things that we can attach to them now. You can attach utilities, you can attach blockchains, you can attach entire product ranges, NFTs, and everything like this. And as someone from the business world and a self-starter, I think meme coins are as important as utility. And that is why we need to pay attention to the creative original projects and stuff like that. So I'm here to be a part of the future. I'm sorry that my last introduction wasn't so good, but PaidX, I'm not a loser. I'm someone that is very passionate and very caring and works really, really hard. So in the future, please don't judge people when you hear a couple of seconds, buddy, because honestly, it just makes you look bad. So hi, everybody. I'm Fox. I'm 30. I'm from London. Thanks for having me. Let's fucking go.
Wait a minute. Wait. No, what we said last time when you or whoever...
You called me a loser, buddy.
Well, I know.
Yeah.
But the reason... Hold on. We got to explain to the room why. You can't just throw that out there. The reason is you came up to the stage and you said, and I quote, and this is on recorded space, I got the best pitch for you guys ever. And right when you said it, you disconnected. And I said, what the fuck? You hyped us up? What a loser. So yeah, I still stand by that statement.
All right, let's just move on from that. We're not gaining anything from that. But thanks for coming up. Juju, go ahead, and then Charlie's up here too. Go ahead, Juju. Juju, you're up.
Juju, are you there? Guess not.
All right, let's go up to let's go up to Charlie.
I think I'm kind of rugged right now, or can you?
Yeah,
you're kind of rugged.
You're rugged. You're rugged.
Yeah, take a lap and come back.
In the meantime, we'll get up to Charlie. Go ahead.
Yo, good morning, guys. What's up, Zach, Andrew, Bill, everybody up here. Man, great space. You know, memes, everybody knows my opinion. I've been up here talking about memes, I think, every other space that we come on here. But yeah, memes drive the market, man. We are the people. Like, the money's coming from us, right? Us moving and transferring our wealth of what we have within this ecosystem of crypto. We're transferring it around, so wherever the trend's going, that's where you're going to see the money usually going. And where that money is usually piling up in is meme coins, because that has the community vibe that brings like a whole different experience than just regular traditional investing. Like, you have that risk factor, of course, and that drives a lot of people, the gamblers, as we call them, right? And then you have the upside in a few years potential of certain coins, people, long-term investors, right? So there's different meme coins peak a lot of different interests within different people, right? So in my opinion, meme coins drive the market. They're not going anywhere. We're here to stay. It's just going to keep being this cycle where memes pump, the traditionals pump, Bitcoin, it's just a chain effect that's just going to keep going around in this 4-year cycle, and you just, once you understand that, you get in on it, and, you make your plays right. Do your research. Don't just ape into something because somebody tweeted about it. Do some research. You might get lucky. And then if you do ape, don't throw all your money in. Don't go out there and say, all right, I'm going to go put all my money in because this guy said, and every time this guy said something, this coin blows up, right? No, don't go do that, because that's how you get wrecked. Just do your research, and fit in with the rest of us. Have a good ass time. That's what meme coins bring, is connection, relating, other people trying to make it. We're all in the same boat. So that's what I got for today. Thanks, Zach, again, for letting me come up, man.
Appreciate you, man. Always welcome. We got Juju back up here. Juju, let's give it another run. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, finally. I think I'm back.
Yes,
so what I actually wanted to say is one other thing I feel we need in this space is simplification, actually. Because I feel like we don't actually need a whole bunch of big words, some words the normies don't really like understand. So I just noticed that from, a couple of conversations up here as well. Because a bunch of new people could come into the space and be like, they're trying to understand what Web3 is. And if we're kind of like, giving them words such as interoperability, decentralization, things like that, most of them might not understand it. And at the end of the day, they get lost or they just run back where they're coming from. And we actually do need more people in this space. So maybe we should just look into like simplifying things a little bit. Okay, personally, right now, I was having a conversation with an ambassador who works with us. It was trying to make a post and had a bunch of these words. I was like, bro, how are you going to like onboard people when you're having this kind of words in your content? Let's just simplify it a bit. Like, bro, just go back, have a rewrite, change those words. And he was like, great, yeah, understandable. So I feel like, bro, that's something we also need aside meme coins. And yeah, maybe we all need to actually work on that. We don't need to prove we know a whole bunch of things in Web3 by using great words and stuff like that. We just need some simplification. And I hope that happens. So I just wanted to add that as well.
No, it's a really good point. I think that was kind of what we were discussing earlier. It's like that low barrier of entry. And then, yeah, I mean, eventually, if they're going to stay in the space, they need to know what decentralization means. They need to know what interoperability means. But if you lead with that, your point's well taken. If you lead with that, it could be a little overwhelming for a lot of people. It could be a little turned offish, for lack of better words. You know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, I don't understand it, so I'm not even going to try. Versus, meme culture, which is very intuitive, very understandable, and people get excited about that. And yeah, I mean, I agree. I think it's definitely a way to get in. Similarly, gaming is, I think, like that too. I just think we're super damn early to integrating gaming in Web3 and blockchain. We're starting to get there, but again, I think it's one of those low barrier of entries where it's like, hey, everybody knows gaming's massive. People love to game, and it's like all of a sudden, oh, did you know that you have a crypto wallet now attached to this game? Did you know you can, trade your NFTs on an open marketplace? Like, this is blockchain. Welcome. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden they get more interested in, oh, like, so now I've got 0.1 Ethereum in my wallet. What does this mean? What is this? And then it forces them to kind of look into it, look under the hood, if you will. And I know there are some things happening in that space already. I even think, sports gambling has, I think, a tremendous opportunity, to integrate blockchain. And, we know how big that industry has gotten for sure. So there's some interesting things happening. I think that'll, definitely help us get to where we want to go and bring more people in.
Yeah, Zach, I would say there's already a lot of, I don't want to say legal or illegal, but there's a lot of crypto gambling sites and platforms already throughout Web3. And I think a lot of people like the ease of use of it because you don't actually have to go to the casino, right? You don't have to actually put your money in the slot machine. You just connect your bank account, which in my opinion is more dangerous, because what the fuck if you have unlimited access to your funds at all time, whereas a casino you have to pull out money or whatever. But with the gaming side of it, I think we talked about this last week or the week before, with the NFTs and stuff like that. Already, a platform like Superverse or whoever, I talk about Superverse a lot, but whoever, if you can integrate the NFTs into the game, then the people don't even need to know their NFTs. They don't there's just equipment, like if it's like, I don't know, like a RPG or something, and you have some armor or something, you just equip the NFT, they don't even know it was an NFT, and you start onboarding people that way. And then, like you said, people can go like, oh, wait, this is crypto? This was easy. I've been doing this for the last 6 months, playing whatever this game is called, and I think that's going to onboard a lot of people through gaming, because there's millions, hundreds of millions of gamers. We talked about this. The mobile gaming industry alone is billions of dollars, and that's not including, the PlayStations, the Xboxes, the computer gaming, none of that stuff. Gaming, in my opinion, is the next frontier of crypto, because everyone does it. Everyone plays a stupid game. One of my best friends, he owns a tattoo shop in Mass, and all the time in between appointments, he's like playing Bejeweled and stupid shit like that. I'm like, dude, like you just tattooed like this giant demon on this guy's fucking back, and all of a sudden he's like, oh, Bejeweled, like, Gem Quest or whatever the fuck. It's like, dude, what? He's like, yeah, I just dropped like $50 of this. I'm like, why? So like, everyone plays games, whether they like to admit it or not, whether it's on the phone, whether it's on any platform. And I think that's going to be the biggest thing that brings new, fresh retail into crypto. And like I said before, if that's going to be the case, that's not happening, in my opinion, until the Christmas season, or the holiday season, I should say, because, you got Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, and all that stuff as well. So it just depends on what the holiday season looks like for, gaming. But it also depends on what people have for money, because, a lot of families are buckling down right now because they're not making as much, or the bills that they have are high. And, Christmas might be a little tight this year for some people. It's tight every year for, people, but this year might be extra tight for a lot of people. But, if there is some leniency and people are buying games, the gaming industry will boom Q4 into Q1. That's just my opinion, not financial advice.
I agree with you, but on the other fact of that, just want to jump in there, the sports gambling, that is a huge aspect of it. Obviously my project is run around scholarships, sports, stuff like that, but I see a huge avenue for sports completely. Everyone goes to the casino, gamble, they have money, they find it, they spend money from their rent on it, gambling their life away. But I think, with the gaming sector and the sports section, that could be a huge inflow of money, because there are religious sports fanatic gamblers. So if we can incorporate that into crypto, it doesn't have to get all fucking complicated with metaverses and all that bullshit. You can literally put up a bet of ETH and win ETH. Like if there's a touchdown, or, someone scores a goal or something, like it can be that simple. It's just, I don't want to touch it yet with the SEC regulations and all that, but I've thought about it. But I think that's a huge avenue, just like gaming. I'm not a big gamer. My kids game. I'm more into sports. So if we can bring both of those together, you got the older folks, they're all gambling, and then you got the kids. That will be a huge inflow of money into the market. So that is the potential. What I see the future is coming to, and it's all done on blockchain. A smart contract can do that, gambling wise. You put up a bet. Smart contract knows whether it won or not, and boom, you either get paid out or you lose your money, and it goes right to Zach's wallet. I'm just kidding. But,
I'm crying. You had me in the first half, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah,
but the other thing is that I think we're missing is esports too, because we're talking about video games, we're talking about sports betting. People are already bet on esports, where it's like CSGO, League of Legends, the Tekken tournaments, they have Rare Evils, they have big conventions and tournaments all over the world. And people like FanDuel and people can already bet on these games. So I can see, not just sports betting and not just gaming, but that combination of esports getting those bets going.
I agree. I mean, my opinion on metaverses and stuff, I think they're stupid, me personally. I think when it comes to gaming, I know people are going to hate me for that, but I don't really care. Like PlayStation, Xbox, all they have to do is hook up a wallet connect, and then they run everything. There's no need to complicate it. All they got to do is take payment in crypto. There's no need to reroute, redo everything, all the gaming aspect. No, just keep it simple. Hook up a wallet connect, collect the crypto, boom, you can get whatever. They can also do it with NFTs. I just don't see metaverse is going to do well in the future. My personal opinion, unless it's like an online shopping thing, you can walk down the aisles with a headgear on and choose your collection, blah, blah, blah. But when it comes to gaming aspect, my kid's not going to get off his fucking Xbox to come play a computer game. I'll tell you right now. I've already asked him. I've showed him stuff. And he's like, that's stupid. I'd rather just play this. And I'm like, all right, well, what if I can do it with crypto? He's like, yeah, that's sweet. I could buy, my avatar with crypto. Boom. Simple. So That's what I think is coming. And I know I read some articles on Xbox that's coming 2026, I think. They're already working on it. So me personally, I'm not even going to waste my time with metaverses. But I want to get ahead of the game, at least with my project, and work a deal out with something like Dick's Sporting Goods with like a discount NFT or something like that. I see value in that and doing that correctly. You know, you buy this NFT and you maybe get 30% off of, 5 buys or something like that. I see that going in the direction than trying to complicate things completely. But to come back to what we were talking about, because I go off on tangents, I think, youth gaming and adult gambling when it comes to sports, those two can bring huge liquidity into the market.
Yeah, I agree 100% on that also. And don't forget, guys, crypto is already, slowly getting integrated into Web2, especially through like sponsorship, like VeChain. VeChain is one of the biggest sponsors of the UFC. I don't know if they're still the biggest, but I know they are one of their sponsors. So like people are already curious, what the fuck's a VeChain where there's like some guy's blood from this, UFC match all over the logo. They're like, what is that under that? So it's one of those things where, the faster, Web3 gets into more Web2 businesses, in my opinion, the easier it's going to be to transition over for most, I guess you can say, quote unquote, normies, as someone put it earlier.
And two, like, real quick, I mean, to bring this kind of back toward meme coins, because we're talking a little bit about everything now, but it's like, who's to say that we couldn't have a quote unquote meme coin that has utility in the area of sports gambling, a meme coin that has utility in the area of, some of the things we're talking, just gaming in general, because the one thing about meme coins is they've definitely shown the ability to just grow a community, because without eyeballs, it doesn't really matter what the hell you're doing. You can have the best utility in the freaking whole crypto world, but if people aren't there to see it, then nobody really cares. So it's almost like I'm waiting for, a Dogecoin or a Pepe to, take it somewhere. I know Shib's kind of trying to do that. We talked about Floki earlier, and Floki's going heavy into gaming. They're going heavy into RWA. I mean, I think if there's one that's doing it better than anybody else right now, it's probably Floki and then Shib for me. That they're trying to transition and take this thing that they've created that's like, holy shit, we've got millions of eyeballs, we've got all this attention. Let's do something with this. And I think that's really the next evolution of meme coins. And some people may disagree with that. And there's an argument there that, if you try to do too much and it loses the fun side of it or whatever. But it's like, I don't know. I mean, Floki's been able to maintain their foothold pretty nicely. Shib's been able to maintain its foothold pretty nicely. And if Doge eventually, does something like we were talking about, with being like the native token to X or something, you know what I mean? So maybe that is just in general the next evolution and bridging the gap, with meme coins and some of these interesting utilities like NFTs and gaming and sports gambling and kind of bringing this stuff full circle.
Well, Zach, I think you also mentioned earlier about the tipping aspect, like with Doge going to X potentially with Elon. I mean, in streaming, again, this goes back to gaming, but in streaming, like, streaming platforms where people are playing games, you can already tip them, just not with like these meme coins. So just to, flip the switch and start saying also, hey, I'll take also Dogecoin, or I'll also take Shib or Pepe or whatever. I think that's not that far off. If Twitch just wakes up and says, hey, we're going to take Dogecoin now, what the fuck? Why the fuck wouldn't I tip, my favorite streamer or whoever, a couple bucks in Dogecoin? I'm already going to tip them in a couple bucks in fiat anyway. It doesn't matter to me. If someone's going to tip you, they're going to tip you regardless. So I think that's the next iteration for, I guess you could say, utility for memes, like you were saying with X, but I think it's bigger than that. I think YouTube, I think Twitch, I think, all these other streaming platforms that could, take not cheap, but like, memeable coins, meme coins, to really get, the streamers behind it. Because imagine, you get some of these big streamers like a PewDiePie or whoever, and they say, hey, I now accept Dogecoin. Is now, but if you get a bunch of streamers to get behind a few coins and say, hey, we accept these coins, right? But like Twitch or X made it open-ended, where there's like, 100 different coins you could accept. That could be fucking humongous. Like, why accept this one coin? Doge, yeah, sure, but why can I accept, Coyote token? I'll take $10 for Coyote token for talking about it right now, Zach from Subway.
I got you, but I agree with you on that level. I really think there needs to be like a meme ETF, Doge may be a little bit separate from that because I see that more of an Elon payment gateway, Starlink and all that other stuff. And, that goes out above boundaries with different countries and, you don't have to deal with that kind of bullshit legislation, all that kind of stuff. But when it comes to the meme coin space, I think like, a Floki, a Shib, a Pepe, all wrapped in one ETF and kind of make it more fun, like for gambling, for gaming, because memes are fun. We're all excited about memes. They bring us joy. They also ruin us when we're sleeping. Good stuff. But I think that should be on the gambling side of things because it's so risky. Gambling's risky. Everything we do is a little risky, but if they can kind of use that as like a payment, pay Zach and Shib and Floki and the YouTubers and influencers and gambling, even kids, on Xbox. I could see an avenue for that, and that's its own little sector. I mean, without memes, I think memes are the gateway to crypto for at least the average new user coming in. They don't understand it. They're gonna buy Shib and go, "Ooh, it's gonna go to $1. I'm gonna be rich." And they don't understand that. But after that, then they learn it all. But I think that's the fun aspect of it, and that can be used towards gaming and gambling. But that's what I think. I really think they should do an ETF or a meme, sector and kind of have a few memes in that pool together so it's less risky. Do you know what I mean?
Would that ETF be a rotating one? Or would it be would it be like what I'm saying is would it have like 10 memes in it that never change, or would it be like whatever the top is at the time and they would rotate?
Well, I think that's a good that's another aspect. I personally think it should be rotating because they're so risky. To make it less risky, when it maybe hits a certain market cap and gets out of that, and a new one comes up, that would be the less risky version of it. You could keep the same, but when you're pulling them together, it brings down the risk factor. I don't think people are going to game using Bitcoin and that kind of stuff. I think that's a store value that's more like gold. But you can have fun with these things, Pepe, Shib, that kind of stuff. And I would love to start gambling and stuff like that. But then again, we need regulation. No one's going to touch this shit without regulation. So, man, I'm all over the place. But memes are a great thing. Brings people into the space. And I think it could be used fun for gambling, honestly,
I like it. I want to get Michael in here. We only got about 15 minutes left. Thanks for everybody for showing up here today. Been a good conversation. Another great space here today. Want to get Michael in here, and then there's a few more hands up before we wrap things up. Michael, what's happening, man?
What's up, Zach? How you guys doing, man? Thank you guys for hosting the Breakfast Club. What's up, Zach? What's up, Paige? Good morning.
You already know what it is, baby.
Buenos dias. Yeah, for sure. But you know what? You guys are touching on a good subject. I'm going to keep it short for you guys. But just, first of all, it's not financial advice when I'm going to say this, all right? Second of all, you guys are touching on a good thing about the gambling part. I love it. So just FYI, we do gambling, me and my boys, for the last few years. And I was born in Vegas. So what we do is we bet on sports betting. Okay, so we go through my bookie, and you can bet with Bitcoin. All right, and you can get cashed out with Bitcoin. Okay, so here's the deal here. Let's gonna put it on the table. So I used to use a DeFi. I'm not gonna say the name, but I used to use a DeFi off ramp crypto card. Okay, so that was the issue for people. So if people are listening right now and they want to build in this space or stuff like that, we pulled $2 million in 1 month. All right, on gambling and stuff like that. And then to off-ramp it straight. So we bought with Bitcoin and off-ramp straight to Bitcoin. Okay, straight up. Bought with Bitcoin, the play, and got paid with Bitcoin. Straight the hell up, right? But how do you use it from there? Okay, what are you going to go do it from there and stuff like that, right? So what you're going to do is You're going to get your little, not financial advice, you're going to get your little crypto card DeFi. And we've been doing it. I've been paying my bills, phone. It's like a prepaid debit card. So the crypto goes into the card itself, you load it, and it automatically turns it into whatever fiat you're tapped to pay, whatever the situation may be. I would have like a 16-digit and, you know, the expiration and the 3 things on the back, right? So that's great because a lot of people, you know, set it up for you to gamble like in Web3 or, you know, the metaverse and stuff. And then when you win, what are you going to do with this stuff, right? So if you give them another option to do with their money, because at the same time, it was rough to figure out what we're going to do with $2 million, right? And at the same time, we kept it in crypto like we did and just use it for bills or whatever we're doing, then that's great, man. So that's why I try to give a little spin on the narrative and stuff. It's a multi-billion dollar industry, okay? These guys start moving around, start doing things like that. It's a multi-billion dollar industry. One other industry, pay knows what's up, that I'm doing live right now, FYI, it's a $1 trillion industry, okay? The marijuana industry, okay? Straight up. I'm dealing with people with millions and millions of dollars daily. $1 billion tax revenue. Cities and states are getting out of debt. I mean, they're getting not even out of debt. They're getting out of bankruptcy. Colorado got out of bankruptcy. San Bernardino County and San Bernardino City in California got out of bankruptcy because of marijuana. Adelanto, Victorville, a lot of these things just came up out of nowhere because of the marijuana, the licensing, the revenue and stuff like that. I'm out here live and I'm building. So what we're doing is we're connecting crypto with marijuana and we're trying to do the, like, you know, accept. But the thing is with me, I'm accepting, you know, no disrespect to crypto cards, you know, like you're going to go buy crypto, right? And then you're going to pay me in crypto, right? That's what I want. I don't want pay me in the crypto card and it automatically turns into fiat. Nah, I want you to pay me in crypto, right? I want to keep it like that. No disrespect to the fiat or anything in general, but that's how I'm running my businesses and how things are in the future. So if anybody listening, try to build in this space and connect when it comes to crypto or whatever it is in general, there was an issue for us to try to figure out how we're going to go ahead and use our $2 million and still keep it into this space. So it's big money in gambling. It's big money in a lot of different things. It's people just have to see it. Before I shut up, you guys touch a good one. I love Shib ecosystem. It's on fire. Doge, though, I make a couple plays out the year automatically because when that motherfucker Elon Musk talks about Doge, there goes a pump. What do? I trade on that son of a bitch, right? I just wait like a little squirrel in a corner, like, okay, when are you going to talk about it today? Are you going to talk about it today? Or are you going to talk about it tomorrow? Oh, he talked about it. There it goes. There goes my trade. But I hold, you know what I mean? I have stuff for long term because I know that motherfucker will take the hell off because he's already talked about payment plans, payment systems, you know, on X with crypto and shit like that. And we're going to sit there and sleep that it's going to be not Doge. It's going to be Doge. One other thing you guys touched on, when the payment system and you accept it and you're, you know, accepting Shib, you're accepting Cardano and stuff like that, that's great. But in the future, in my eyes, you see people doing that, this is how it's going to be. You're going to remember me saying this. No matter what's in your wallet, that's what I want. Not saying the rug pull, but I'm saying if you got $50 of Floki, if you got $100 of Shib, and you want to pay me, and I can transfer that, give me that. So it's not going to just be Shib, Doge, XRP, Cardano. It's going to be whatever the fuck's in your wallet. Give me that shit. It's a money grab. And that's how they're going to look at it. It's going to be trickled. Oh my God, it's got Shib. It's like, you know, you got your American Express. You know what I'm saying? You got your different, you know, your cards and stuff like that. But you know what? They won't. Now you see them all, right? They want the Navy SEAL one. They want this one. They want that card. They're accepting this card payment. It's not just American Express and Visa anymore. They want all that money. So when crypto starts really taking off, they're going to get all that money. So just see the bigger picture of it. I love you guys. Thank you guys for the room. You guys always hit it on fire and stuff like that. Have a wonderful day. I see you, Paid. I see you. What's up, Matasco? I see you. Have a good day. What's up?
Yo, that's mad. That's mad funny. Yo, shout out to Michael. He does have a space in the evenings. I don't know what time it is because I'm flying around the world. I never know what time any of the spaces are. But Mike, if you want to just shout that out real quick, I don't remember.
Monday through Friday, West Coast time, California, 12:30 lunchtime, right? And you know, it's where money grows on trees. So California, US, you know what I mean? 12:30 PST, right? And no wait, EST. That's how you say that, right? I'm gonna say it one more time clearly for you, brother. Hey, morning for me, okay? Look at Monday through Friday, PM, US, PTS, all right? PTZ on X, PTZ on X. So you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you guys, and always have a great time.
Appreciate it. Yo, Zach, real quick before we go to the next speaker, I know we're running short on time. I want to shout out Corrupt Fund Bot because they do have that tipping function on Telegram. They were on here yesterday. They're normally up here once in a while, but they already they can integrate, I think, almost any Solana or ERC token right now. Correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not exactly 100% sure. And you can do tips and burns in Telegram. They were here yesterday. They've been here for the last probably 3-4 months talking about this. So, quick shout out to them because I see their bot actually working in some of the Telegrams I'm in now. For tipping, you can tip, you can burn, you can do stuff with that. I'm not paid by them. I'm not endorsed by them or anything like that. But I just see, we're talking about going to the future of streamers and, influencers getting tips. They might be one of them in the future that, one of the platforms in the future that does, bridge that gap. Maybe. Who knows?
Appreciate it. Yeah, 100%. All right, let's we got about 6 minutes left. Let's get to Mar, Juju, and Maga Donalds, and we'll close this one up. Go ahead, Mar.
Yeah, Zach. I'll go ahead since nobody has the balls to come up here and defend. I'm going to go ahead and say that I think Zach fell off his bed today or hit his head when it comes to the metaverse. It's going to be wild. The metaverse, it's going to be the next iPhone, bro. When I tell you, these guys are building crazy shit on it. There's going to be different levels of the metaverse. There's going to be like what I call light metaverse, where you're going to probably wear your Tom Ford glasses, your Gucci's, and, you can see the real world with the metaverse,
Yo, Mar, you're always flexing. You're like the Tom Ford, the Gucci's. I got $85,000 in cologne. I'm at Club 11 right now. You're just flexing.
Actually, I just touched $100,000 in cologne, and it's gonna be wild. For me, my opinion, the metaverse is still gonna take time, but in the next 10 years, the metaverse will be the next iPhone, will be the next iPad. Instead of your kids being stuck in the iPad all day, they're gonna be in the metaverse, and it's either they're gonna be either playing game, they're either gonna be gaming, they're either gonna be on the X platform talking about crypto, they're either gonna be gambling, they're either gonna be watching live concerts. It's going to be fucking insane, and I don't want to be there, but it is, and like I said, there's going to be the light metaverse. I guess for the people that can't accept it yet, or they just don't want to be so surrounded in graphics, there's going to be even these glasses that on the metaverse that you're going to be wearing where you're driving. That's going to make driving even safer. I mean, this is the future, and for me, the metaverse is the next iPhone and the next iPad or the next tech that's going to be just wild. And yes, while you're riding on a subway, you're going to see idiots sitting next to you on the metaverse. And for me, that's just great because the world's so fucked up right now that it's just better to go out there and ignore the idiots smoking crack on the subway while you're riding to work, But it's sad, but, that's it, especially here in the U.S., man. Especially here in the U.S. And it's not just going to be a home thing. The metaverse is not going to be just a home thing. It is now, and those goggles are going to get smaller. They're going to get better, more, they're not going to weigh down much. And yeah, it's going to be the future, even for trading. So, Zach, you love trading, a few years from now, you're going to be trading on the metaverse. You're just going to see those green rectangles, more virtual. You're going to feel them more. It's going to be insane, man. It's going to be insane. And these X spaces are going to be live. We're going to be looking at each other while we fucking talk in a virtual room. It's just going to be crazy. And I'm hyped, man. I'm hyped. I want to catch it still feeling young. You know what I'm saying? But I truly do believe that the metaverse, it's going to be up in the trillions, and beyond.
Love it. All right, let's go to Juju and then Maga Donalds, and we'll close this one up for today. Go ahead, Juju.
Okay, thank you very much. So I'm going to say firstly that there's already a platform existing that's paying content creators, which is Warpcast. should I say, a breakout from Forecaster. So you could just get there, you get tips for content you're creating. It's basically any token tied to frames on the platform. So it's basically on Base, anything on Base. But right now, start seeing other blockchains integrating it as well. Start seeing a few products being built on from Polygon on Webcast as well. So that exists.
Real quick, that is that's WHOPIO on X, their account.
No, Webcast.
Wop.
Should I try?
Yeah, WAP.com is the website. Just want to make sure I'm looking at the right one.
No, it's an app. It's an app, bro. I could pin up like the X account.
Yeah,
I think it's at WAP.io, right? Giving everyone a sustainable income via the internet, destination to make money, learn new skills, and build a network.
No, I think right now their main page is podcast. I've gotten the page. I'm gonna pin it up here.
Okay, perfect.
So yeah, I'm just pin up something random, so you could get the account. So yeah, so that's the main page, and they have an app within their platform. You could download it on Play Store, on the Google app, Google Play Store, or the Apple Store as well. You could download it out there. It's WARPCAST. So when you check it out there, you said so they actually tip out creators. Once you're creating, you get tips. The major token out there is DGen, in case you've heard about it, and they're on their own L2 or is it L3 as well. So that's a platform where they pay content creators one. Then I've seen, well, thankfully because I work with WolfSwap, I've seen project. I've came across a project that's actually tied to marijuana, and they actually have tokens named after the strains. So they have a whole structure kind of going on. It's actually incredible how creative people are in Web3. There's a whole bunch of things there's way so many things. And talking about the sports betting, yeah, that's something next level that at this point, I feel like the only thing wrong with that sector right now is there's not enough buzz coming out from there at this moment. Maybe the product's built out on, sports betting and spending heavily on marketing and stuff like that. But the few times I've been across them, I had someone even say it's highly addictive. He had to delete it because he was spending a whole bunch of his crypto on it. So, so that aside, then talking about gaming, I've actually worked with a gaming project before that's partnered with Altcoin. And the one problem I would say is the one major problem with gaming is there's not enough gamers in Web3 currently. Everybody's just the same people in every single project. And the one thing is, I feel like what someone said, that when it gets to the point where we start integrating with Web2 brands, Web2 companies, then we get people into Web3 a lot easier. So that's the same problem with Web3 gaming as well. And also the fact that Web3 gaming has one major flaw, which is they don't have lore. They have bad lores. Most of them have bad graphics. Only a few of them actually have good graphics. And they don't pay attention to the lore or the fun aspect of the game. Most games on Web3 right now are just created to give back, created with the ideology of giving you something, trying to say, oh, you're playing this to farm this airdrop. So after the airdrops happens, then everybody just moves to the next thing. Nobody stays to actually enjoy the game. So everybody just basically uses it to farm for stuff. And that's one major issue with Web3 gaming. Then talking about games that actually also tip people, yeah, we can see that on the Tone blockchain with the apps within the Telegram bots, the Telegram games, where you play that, you get tokens for that. So there's actually a lot of stuff in Web3, a whole lot of stuff. You just have to explore and, check out everything across multiple chains. So I just wanted to say that as well, a whole bunch of things. It just spread your wings and fly. But hopefully all those things, all those sectors could just correct them and I do believe in Web3. Like, I do believe in sports betting, actually. They just need to, like, up the game with marketing. That's all. Thank you very much.
Yo, you know what'd be kind of crazy? I was just thinking about this while you're talking about the whole tipping thing. Imagine you're watching, like, any athletic event, whatever, basketball, baseball, it doesn't matter. And you could tip your favorite athletes. That'd be kind of crazy. Imagine LeBron James makes a fucking slam dunk and you're like, fuck you, here's $50, dude. You know, like, if you could do it live from the venue or at home, that's something interesting. There's something there. You know, there's something cooking.
Bro, for real, that's definitely something. That's something I've not heard before and I've not seen before. So that's definitely
No one else heard that either. Hold on, y'all. Hold on.
All right, let's get to McDonald's. McDonald's, go ahead, man.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks to end on. Regards to Metaverse, I know the highest grade company in the world, and it's not Doge. It's actually a company based in the UK. UK, as you probably know, is regulated right now for crypto assets, NFTs, Memecoins, and everything. And that means we are allowed to step into the real world and set up proper businesses and actually and take that route. Right now, we're still in the dark alley of DeFi, as I call it. We've been here for like 4 or 5 plus years. Some people quite a lot newer. And it's kind of scary to go out into that world and really make a representation. But I feel into that world, the trenches and also on the streets of the real world will really, really make some big differences. And the metaverse, by the way, it's AR, it's augmented reality, it's VR. As it's been said, it will be in your goggles, it will be in your glasses. These pieces of technology are being reduced in price every single day because they're constantly working on it, and it will be an extension of your life. With this virtual reality and augmented reality. When it comes to events, by the way, I've provided DJs for a few metaverse events because, as I said, event manager in real. And I feel like it's an amazing space. Like, this space is a place where some people which don't have any friends in the real world, where they're very much alone, they can come and they can have a voice. They can come and they can have a community. They can come and have friends. And I think, like, all of these people, I think it's really important for us to, apart from the money, we need to consider all of the other things that this space offers. And I thank all of you for being a part of it, because it's a very lonely world and we're all here to make a difference. And if I can leave you with one thought before I leave, it is, what would you do with your time if money was no object? I've been a trained circus performer for 16 years. I don't perform it. I don't work in it. I just do it because I love it. And I love music. I go out and dance and everything. And I want you all to think about, when you get to your magical number, 5 million, 10 million, whatever that is, please make sure that you have a purpose and a passion to go towards. Otherwise, you're going to be lonely, my friends. And I don't want that for you. As somebody that spent most of their life alone, grinding, but has amazing friends all over the world, you need something to hold dear to your heart, my friends, because together we can build it. Together we can build everything. That's why we as the forerunners have to create this infrastructure. We have to have conversations. We have to be the people that do right things and make this an open space for everybody, and not separate, not segregate, because we need to be better than the tactics that are currently used in the real world. Michael, by the way, I've got 3 custom weed strains in Denmark that are customized with a shop. They're cryptocurrency related. They're all legalized. They're like lab reports, everything. The 3rd winner of the Cannabis Cup last year is growing them. If you want to talk about that, I love that for cancer, for cerebral palsy, for all of the stuff that marijuana can heal. Like, there's so many things that can help people in this space, and cryptocurrency is one of them. Like Memecoins, like utility projects, like whether you're from the west to the east, whether you're poor or rich, this is a space that offers everything to you. So just thank you for being here. Thank you for letting me speak. I appreciate you all. You're a platform owner, a project owner, a professional, or someone grinding through the trenches every single day, or just someone here that's here to have a family and a sense of community. I appreciate every single one of you from around the world. Let's fucking go.
Love it, man. Appreciate it. All right, Mar, I'll give you last word here. I see your hand up, and then we'll close it up for today.
Yeah, Zach. I just want to give a little warning to everyone out there. There's a new trend now going on in crypto on pre-sales, where you just commit to a pre-sale on the first round. You drop whatever it is, $1, $1,000, and what you don't know is that they'll have a second round, and if you don't commit to the second round, or you don't commit to engagement on X, you will not get your tokens. It's happened to a buddy of mine already. He's heard about it already with other communities. So just be careful with those new pre-sales. Even though you're invested on the first round, it doesn't mean you will get your tokens or your coins if you don't engage with them on the community, or you do like a second round, whatever it is they call it, where you need to invest more money. And they have it on writing. It's fucking crazy. But yeah, just be careful, guys, on that.
Appreciate that. Sounds like they just kind of slide it in somewhere so they cover their ass, but not a lot of people are reading it. Is that kind of what's happening?
Yeah, 100%.
Like they put it in there on the pre-sale page, but then nobody reads it. It's like the consent, the consent forms or whatever.
Yeah, man. It's just,
that's crazy.
But yeah, I had a friend of mine, and what sucks is that my friend is seeing the coin pump. That's even the worst part about it.
That's crazy. All right, bro. Appreciate that. Appreciate everybody listening in today, contributing. Really, really do. Another great space. We'll be back tomorrow. You guys know we'll be back right here, same time, same place, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Make sure you guys go show Michael some love. He's up here as a speaker. He runs this space every Monday through Friday as well. So go check him out. Make sure you give him a follow and check out his room too. Appreciate everybody again. We'll see y'all back here tomorrow. Peace out.